Yes!
Yay!
Come on. Do you know what? It was very, very hard for me to celebrate just then. Welcome to Top 4 Podcast. My name is Oscar. I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm a very, very dejected England fan. But we're here on Top 4 Podcast to break down the events of the Euros and discuss it with you guys. So please console me. Console me. I'm also joined by Robinho, a Manchester United fan and an England fan.
You know, yeah, it's coming home, but he decided to go on a quick holiday to Rome still. So we come back. He come back a few years. He come back in a few years' time.
I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan and an Olympic Marseille fan, apparently, and an England fan. Adrian, what are you telling me?
Bro, 24 hours ago, I was in ecstasy. 23 hours ago, I was on a knife edge. 22 hours ago, it was complete and utter despair. What an emotional roller coaster that game was, man. But yeah, we move.
Literally 24 hours ago at this exact moment, Luke Shaw was scoring the opener and England were 1-0 up against Italy in the European Cup final. Crazy. Wow. I'm also joined by Generous Dave, an Arsenal fan and an England fan. David, how you feeling, man?
All my England people, and yeah, I got a song for you.
Her eyes glaze over like she's looking straight through me. Then her eyes must have closed for what seems an eternity. When they open up, she's looking down at her feet. Dry your eyes, mate. I know it's hard to but her mind has been made up.
Hey.
Plenty more to see.
Guys, it's all right, fam. January, I was hurt yesterday. I know my Italians won. Guys, I need my money, fam.
Oh yeah, David won the sweepstake.
It's on a calm thing,
bro.
It was on a calm thing, but genuinely, like I didn't believe. But fam, when we got bro.
Let me read a couple comments before we dive into yesterday's game. Boss Light Endo says it's coming where? Where is it coming? I guess it's not coming home yet. We've got Real Chris in the building. Shout out to Real Chris. He says, "Big up, Oscar." Guys, where do we begin? I guess, like I mentioned earlier, we should begin with the beginning of the game. England went 1-0 up with Luke Shaw. Where were you lot, and what was the reaction at that moment when England actually looked like for the first 10 minutes they were actually going to play good football? I'll go to Robin first. Robin.
So what you call it? I was obviously up north in the work area with all my workmates. And when Luke Shaw scored in, I have never seen so many limbs go off everywhere in one moment. So I think for me, I actually thought, no, are we actually doing this? Are we actually going to win this trophy?
No, fam. The bar that I was in, the pub I was in, fam, people were being thrown left, right, and center when that Luke Shaw goal went in. It was incredible. Like I've never been in anything like that. It was insane. Beer was getting dashed about. Like it was a madness. It was an absolute madness.
Like guys, I was at home so the game's going on. And obviously, because man lives in a flat, I heard cheering already. Mike was asking, "Bro, have England scored already?" I'm like, "No." Next minute, 2-2. I'm seeing Trippier cross, bang, 1-0. I'm like, "Uh-oh, is this happening, bruv?" But Robin, continue.
And then the first half, cruising. Italy were just, their heads were gone. I was thinking, oh my gosh, we are 45 minutes away from winning our first trophy in 55 years. But with England, it's never that simple. We let them go back into the game, and all of a sudden, the way that got the goal that we conceded was easily avoidable. Easily avoidable.
Just faffing about, man. I know, David. Yeah, I know how you are when you watch football. I'm sure you were fuming at the defending for that goal. The way the set piece was just not handled.
Honestly, let me just talk in general. We'll go into details.
Yeah,
the mistake we made, we should have battered Italy in the first half, man. Honestly, once we scored, bruv, Italy were confused, bruv. And that's where, as I said, and guys, I've been consistent, bruv. Southgate, flopped this thing, guys. You had to go for it. At some point during this tournament, I said, fam, you're going to have to go and win this thing, guys. And that was the moment there, the first 15, 20 minutes. Just pepper them, bruv. You got the 90,000. You got
90,000. Like, it was home. It was home.
It was full.
In a bit, I'm going to talk about the scenes at Wembley, because I was at Wembley way before the game, and it was outrageous. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about England fans later. I just want to read some of the comments. Real Chris says Italy deserved it. Abdi says Roberto Carlos in full effect again. He also says Rice is McTominay with black friends. That's a mad thing. That is a mad thing. Big up Declan Rice, man. He was crying at the end. He actually had a decent game. Lola says for about 30 to 35 minutes, it was all England. After that, the Italy goal was obvious. Yes. And David, you're talking about Southgate bottling it, bro. Lola said, I'm so sorry, Oscar, but Mount.
It's not a bottle. It's not a bottle. Let me not say that's a bit. Because no England manager's gotten to this point ever since '66. So let me not say bottle, but there was a point where Southgate had to let out the length, but let's go, man, them go for it.
Well, David, I think it's fair to say nobody can really argue Southgate has been the most successful manager we've ever seen in our lifetimes. Yeah. So, like, when you're comparing him to the rest, it's like, yeah, he didn't bottle it, but in terms of the game management of this particular task, I'll go to Adrian next. Adrian, do you feel like Southgate managed it well? Do you feel like he got wrong? And if he did, like, what do you think he got wrong?
I think I don't know if to sound cliche, but I think sometimes when you've not been put in a situation, when you're now there, it's like, holy smokes, what the hell do I do? I feel like there was a point wherein, as David said, the game was there for the taking. The Italians, their head was hot inside the opening half hour, 35 minutes. Then ultimately, like Italy, they're a good team. They're going to go into the game. And then I feel like when we potentially could have gone bolder, when we potentially could have gone braver, we didn't. It was very reactive. So I'll give you an example. There was a period from sort of half time right up to the Italian scored where we literally just couldn't get out. And for me, I was thinking, why don't we go 4-3-3, give them something to worry about? We end up going behind, we do the change there. So yeah, like at the end of the day, football is a game of narratives, isn't it? Ultimately, if you're successful, you're great. And then if you're unsuccessful, we look at all of these little margins, because all of these little decisions, they add up to the big picture, unfortunately. So yeah, I think when push came to shove, we folded.
And the problem is, I moved into the sitting room to watch the game with my brother,
yeah.
And I told him, bruv, once Mancini took off Immobile, however you pronounce his name, and I don't know, did he bring Berardi? Then Insigne moved Insigne into false number 9.
Berardi came late. I think it was Bernardeschi.
Belotti.
Yeah, Ben.
I'll find out. Keep talking. I'll find out.
One of them. He moved them. They played the false number 9. Luke Shaw and Trippier could not get up the pitch, but because all the pace was on the wings now. And fam, once they scored, I knew this is tight. Because we've been defending since the second minute.
This is it.
Kane was tired. I told them, Kane in the box, bruv. You get your goals.
Yeah,
bruv.
he needed to be in the box. He needed to be in the box. I mean, that's one of the most annoying things about this tournament is just not really getting the best out of our players. And I think part of that is I see a lot of people questioning Mount. Mount had a horrible tournament. Boss like Endo says, why did he start Mount instead of Saka? Mount is basically James Milner with flair.
But Mount had a winger.
Obviously, I don't agree with that, but that was my point. Like, he's not getting the best out of his players. He's playing Mason Mount in a number 10 position. In this game, you had a front 3. Mason Mount should never be in a front 3. So it was horrible. And then when that happens, you're not getting the best out of Kane. Everybody's talking about Kane dropping deep. He's one of the best strikers in world football. You have to feed him, and he didn't put up a team to do that. And I think that's something that I've been complaining about all this time, even when England were winning. And I come across like a hater when I say that when England have won. Now we've lost. I'm just like, it's the same thing. England went 1-0 up and should have put more pressure on Italy, scored that second goal, and won it in the extra time. Like, Italy are a great side. They've been a great side this tournament, but I don't think they were amazing yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like,
as I said, we allowed them back in the game.
We definitely did.
We allowed them to grow.
As I said, I tweeted Ernest, bruv. This is Croatia World Cup 2018 all over again. We got tired at the end.
But this time, David, though, there's no excuse for getting tired at the end, because We have not world class, but like top class players to bring off the bench. We have Rashford, we have Grealish, we have Sancho, we have all of these guys that can come on and affect a game later on. In Croatia, we scored early, we blew our load, and then we were tired for the rest of the game. And there was no one who could really change it from the bench.
The problem is, Oscar, as you know, in the Premier League, we watch Premier League a lot. If you defend for however long, it is hard to then switch back onto. Of course, get back into attack mode because
absolutely.
But why?
If Finn White to win the thing, I know he's thinking penalties and hindsight and all that. Kane should have come off, blood. I would just go for the leg. He was a wrap. Kane was not going to do anything. He's been defending the whole game. It was brav.
I think the hope is always what you keep Kane on, because if the one chance in the box is going to fall to somebody, but that chance is never going to come if you're not creating them. Let me read some more comments. Oh, sorry, Adrian. I'm going to read a couple comments and then I'll come to you. Boss like Endo said, it is a bottle drop. 1-0 up in 2 minutes. Never seen Italy play so bad. You man couldn't even capitalize. Second half was played in England's half. So happy these racist EDL bastards lost. That is crazy. Hold on. Someone who was tired was Calvin Phillips. Robin, if you're going to talk about the racist thing, I feel like we're going to get onto that later.
No, I was going to say, cool. Endo needs to be careful. I feel like we need to split that comment, the EDL, because there's two. You can't say the whole English team is part of that group.
Yeah, no. Right now, we're going to talk the football. In a bit, when we get onto the penalties, we will talk about all the madness that followed the game and all the England fans and how they behaved at Wembley and whatnot. But just for now, I want to keep it football. And then we'll move to that after. Boss like Endo said, I don't even follow AD on Twitter, but I saw him on my TO twice. Man's going viral. You need to know about AD, bruv. AD's a viral guy, man. AD's a viral guy.
A celebrity.
A couple more from Lola. I get Southgate is the best English manager in our time, but he defo bottled the game. It's not hard to say. You can praise him as well, but point out his failings. 100% agree. In fact, bottled is harsh. I don't think he bottled it, but I think he got it wrong. 99th minute is when Jack came on. 1 or 2 minutes before pens is when Rashford and Sancho came on. It took till after a goal for Hendo and Saka to come on. He waited and he waited and he waited. Sorry, Adrian, I cut you off. What were you gonna say, bro?
Yeah, I think it's more of the being positive thing. Because I remember watching the Spain-Italy game. And then I just thought to myself, Enrique, he shot himself in the foot here. Adamo Traore, his pace is going to frighten the life out of that defense, because it got to a point where Italy was so... Bro, Chiellini and Bonucci, they were virtually on the halfway line. And for me, listen, as you know, bring on Rashford earlier, give them something to think about. A, B, gets us further up the pitch. C, we're actually in a position to score goals. And look, going back to the Mason Mount thing, we brought in a quote-unquote creative player, and his best attribute is pressing. When we've got Grealish, Sancho in the squad, like for me, it's abject really, and we've only got ourselves to blame when we look at it at the end of the day.
We've got another addition to the podcast who's just joining, coming off the bench late like Jack Grealish. It's Ernie. What are you telling me, bro? What are you telling me? Andy, are you there? It looks like you're frozen, bro.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you now. What are you saying, bro? England, Italy. We're just discussing how Southgate managed the game and how England kind of let the 1-0 lead slip. What were your thoughts on the substitutions and how it panned out?
Oh, right. In
that case, I'll read some more comments.
He said everything.
Hey, who saw Jordan Horrendouson's disaster class in another big game for England? I told man, take him out of that club system and he's not better than John Joe Shelby. Mate, we could have done with John Joe Shelby in this tournament. A little creativity from deep still. Boss Like Endo said, funnily enough, it was 3 years ago yesterday that England beat Croatia. Thanks for that, Boss Like. Cheers. Lola O says, Italy were the best team at the Euros, though, in my opinion, the best team.
There was.
I don't think that's harsh. I don't think that's. We're gonna try that again. Boss Like Endo said, Ernesto, my guy, welcome back. Yeah, the howler.
I don't think he's back.
He's not back. What's going on, Ernest?
Oh, that's a delicious bottle of water.
Wait, I think he's trying to say that Southgate bottled it. I think that's what he's saying. Clearly. Right, Ernest is just not here. All right, cool. SW6 said in the work.
I think my
Yep.
Right, he's having a stinker. He's having an absolute stinker. I think the flooding in London has got to his Wi-Fi. It's messed him up.
Man. Flooded out the box.
Apologies, guys, if my voice sounds a little hoarse, bro. I was shouting too much yesterday, bro. It's a madness. That Harry Maguire chant is one of the greatest chants ever. Oh my gosh, so funny. SW6 said, I said it last week.
Sing it weekly.
Oh, is it? Is there a Man United one? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Fair enough. SW6 said it last week. Tactically, if Italy slowed the game down, it's a wrap. They just popped them for fun. England had to keep the tempo high and just give them and gave the ball away. Ballers are on the bench. Yeah, no, Adrian, you made a fantastic point about how if you know the high line of Italy's defense, if you just penetrated that and sent balls through, they didn't want the pace. And the perfect example of that is the one time Saka got in behind Chiellini and he hooked him by the neck and said, "I'm not letting you go," because he took the yellow card. If we had somebody else doing that 2 or 3 more times, he didn't have another yellow card to take.
Can't lie. I've seen pulling in my lifetime. That was a lynch. That was, you are not going anywhere. Not on my watch. Yeah. That's what it was, man.
Chiellini is a bad man, bro. I love him.
Yeah, he's the kind of player you want in your team, isn't it? Like, he's horrible to play against. Horrible.
Bro, he's a mastermind. Like little bits of psychology. Like even when before a ball was kicked, he was like, "Oh yeah, of course England are going to make it to the final." What's it called? The game was played in their backyard. So little things like that, wiling us up. And then, dropped a masterclass.
Well, somebody needs to ask him why Italy didn't win Italia 90. Someone needs to explain that one to me. Howler.
Well, Chiellini was 26.
He's saying the home team gets all the advantage. It clearly doesn't work like that. Yeah. It clearly doesn't always work like that.
No, again, it was just mind games, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It didn't work for Cassius Michael, but it worked for Chiellini. So shout out to the Italians. Lola said, "Nah, man dragged back my baby like some runaway slave. I wanted to ride out." I couldn't believe that. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Ernest, what are you saying?
Bro, I'm so sorry. My iPad is just not. I don't know. It's not iPadding. So yeah. What were you gonna ask me?
We were talking about the game. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on how Southgate managed the game. Well, go on for Adrian.
He's just dropped his camera.
Oh yeah, this is a funny afternoon or evening, shall I say? Ernest, go through, man. Tell us your thoughts on the game. We've all been saying what we think and how Southgate handled it. What do you think of the game?
So on Saturday night, I was at work and I was saying that England have a chance. This is like when Doctor Strange said to Iron Man, "There's like one chance out of 40 million you can beat this guy." And for me, England's chance was thwarted by their manager. The manager was the reason they flopped. He is just like Oli for the Villarreal game. The manager is the reason that they didn't do well in this game. Because to me, Italy's weakness was clear. It was their fullbacks. Di Lorenzo versus Doku, or the is it Doku or Doku? The Belgian youngster, yeah? He spun him differently. I said, you know what? And I was looking at Pedri versus the Spain-Italy game. I was looking at Pedri versus Italy. I said, Italy's weakness is clear. Emerson and Di Lorenzo need to get stuff. They need to get the pump 45 to their face, bro. You see what I'm saying? And for me, starting Mason Mount, who I genuinely believe now is a Freemason, yeah? Because only God knows how he lasted on that pitch. Only God knows. He's done niche all tournament. He's done nothing all tournament. You know what I mean? And then the fact that Harry Kane, which I said, like, Chiellini and Bonucci are going to look at Harry Kane like food because he's not going to do anything. Him having no touches in the 18-yard box, I was not shocked at all because I felt like, one, you've restricted the access he has because you've not played Saka and Sterling, which has worked for England so far. It worked. I'm not saying it's going to work the same, but it's like, do what you know in it. Also, I don't know what people are watching, but maybe I don't know football. But this Declan Rice, nah, I'm not having it. No way at all. I'm not having it.
As I said earlier, England need a midfield general, bruv.
Big
we
facts.
need someone who can just keep the ball, bruv.
Like I looked at like your Shakas, I look at your Modric's, I look at your Busquets. Busquets had an incredible tournament, by the way, and England don't have that. Like I was saying to my guys, I said you need to play Mason Mount, Henderson, and Calvin Phillips in the midfield three, because you're not winning the midfield battle, but you can win the press battle, especially against someone like Jorginho. You see what I'm saying? Every one of England's passes that I saw that was fluid was coming from Kane dropping deep, trying to play quarterback, and the wide positions were getting passed through, and then Maguire, who would come in and play like a third central midfielder. In terms of anything through the middle, Verratti had these lot on toast. Verratti and Jorginho were moving nuts. So for me, I feel like there's so many ways you could have, not so many, but there was ways in which that they could have neutralized Italy, and they played into Italy's strength. Luke Shaw scoring in the second minute was the worst thing to happen to England, because, bruv, I dropped my food and I said, "Raw already," and I knew, bruv, I've watched football long enough to know that there are key times that you need to score. You see, end of the first half, and then the last 20 minutes of the second half, when it hits 70 minutes. I need to see smoke. I need to see all guns blazing, because literally, if England score at the end of the first, Italy are rattled. If England score in the last 15, 20 minutes, Italy have to now come out. And I'm not saying England would have the like my uncle said, we don't have the capacity. I don't know if they had the capacity. I don't know if they had the capacity to hold it down. But I feel like Southgate's poor decision making in the team selection is what affected England. And the main crux of why that's the case is Chiellini has pulled a man down and gotten a yellow. Jose Mourinho, when he came to Old Trafford and Nani got sent off, he saw Nani got sent off. He said, "Modric, come through, bro. They're gonna be a man light in midfield. They're gonna have to try and pump it's gonna be like 4-4-1 because they're a man light now, Come and occupy the spaces that they're going to leave you behind." If Chiellini is on a yellow, Jose Mourinho would have said, "Rashford, you're playing up front with Sancho. At least one of you, draw a foul. Get a flipping penalty. Get him sent off, bro. Do something." You know what I want? But Southgate has been a shook youth, all tournament. All tournament, he's been shook, bro. Pragmatism, for the sake of pragmatism, doesn't get you anywhere. And you can see what happened. Because to me, England already had a favorable route to the final. This was like Taif offering, Seed offering, all that had been given to England. And how do you mess it up? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, bro. And then you bring on like the attackers in the last 2 minutes of extra time. For me, Southgate is the reason that they flopped this thing, man. There's so many players that were being heavily criticized and so many that weren't, and I just never understood. But the biggest criticism never went to the manager. The biggest thing I saw from the pundits this tournament is what we always know: they protect their own. And Southgate was always going to get protected, in my opinion. But he's the reason they flopped.
There was almost no talk of that. I mean, I think in terms of like the penalty situation, there was a bit of discourse there, but the whole tournament, it's just been like England are winning. Let's celebrate Southgate because England are winning, without actually looking at how the games are going, the process. And if you question anything that's happened, it's like, oh, Southgate proved you wrong. Southgate proved you wrong because he won. It's
Oscar, and doesn't that sound like a small team? We should celebrate the fact that he got to the final. Woo, okay, cool. But bro,
no, but England are a small team.
No. Man are telling me England are top 5 teams in the world. I said, okay, let's see.
Yeah, but
I mean, on paper you can make the argument, and that's why for me, again, we have to look at, has the manager, to his best of his abilities, maximized the talent in the squads?
Yes, no. He has to the best of his ability.
Oh, yeah. But no, and that's my biggest issue though. You've played a pragmatic style, but that's not playing to the best players that you have. It's not playing to their strengths. It's playing to just a style and a system of like, let's defend. When you know, I get it, but the players you have going forward, the wealth of talent you had, the abundance of you have players on your bench that start for every other nation in this tournament, barring one or two. You know what I mean? It's silly. Let me read some more comments and then we can carry on discussing. Footy Agenda says World Cup semis does not pass to Sterling. Europa League second leg missed a sitter versus Zagreb from 2 yards out. Euros, Harry Kane was dropping deep like Son and making runs. He's good, but he's not the guy. I think the Zagreb one is a bit harsh considering he bagged 2 in the first leg and Tottenham bottled it. But other than that, is there a conversation to be had about Harry Kane?
There's a conversation to be had. I'm just not sure it's about how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's about how good he is, because I feel like I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking to myself, he reminds me of Rooney in his old age, where it's like, I ain't got midfielders next to me, so let me drop deep. At the same time, I look at Southgate coaching, I think to myself, is he dropping deep because he knows that there's levels to, like, Harry Kane is world class, isn't it? But he's a world class striker. Football, nah. Let's leave that alone. Do you see what I'm saying? And I feel like he did a lot of dropping deep this tournament because he doesn't have the capacity to do certain things. Maybe there's a hindrance from Tottenham there because he's so used to not to being the best guy there, but it wasn't an excuse this tournament. This tournament showed me that he had an average tournament at best, and not because of the manager's tactics, but because of his own inefficiencies, if I'm being honest. Because there's games where I was like, this guy's he's playing against them. He is literally playing against England. But
I just think he's one of the best finishers in the world. And if you put him in the box and you had a system that was designed to get chances out of him, Kane doesn't miss a lot of chances. Like he has a high volume of chances at Tottenham. So just try and recreate that at England, and he will score. He will. He scored even though he's playing terribly. He scored 4 goals this tournament. So I put Kane's performance at Southgate's door. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
As I said, bruv, England, throughout the whole tournament, I've been consistent. I said we're not creating enough chances. And we've gone to the final, and it's come and bit us on the backside. 2 shots on target, bruv, throughout the whole game. Hey.
Wouldn't be in the goal.
Yeah. SW6 says the disrespect that Sancho has been shown. I can't let Southgate slide there still. Sancho, you could argue Grealish as well. Yeah, I don't think he played the best of his attacking talents, and that's crazy. That's crazy when you're struggling. Josh says we are top 5. It's just the manager that's stopping us. Do you agree with that, Adrian?
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't think we know that yet. I genuinely do not think we know that yet.
Boslander said England are second best in the world. I can admit that. What
in the world?
The world is a big place.
No, like guys, let's calm down, because this was just Europe. This was not South America.
No, but in fairness,
Europe.
In fairness, for me, coming into the tournament, the only team I'll say is out and out better than us was France, in my opinion.
If Portugal had a better, because Portugal suffered from the same thing as England.
Same thing as us, to be fair.
If Portugal had a better coach, there's a bigger argument for their top 2, because they have a well-rounded team. England are top heavy, and the one thing, like I was telling someone today about Maguire, and I said, you know what? As much as Maguire had a good tournament, he benefited from the fact that the 2 defensive midfielders in front of him couldn't play football. They were just content with sitting back and defending, so it helped his performance.
But that's how you play that.
So my thing is, if England have a Modric, if England have a Jorginho, the centre back performance is the same. I think that's a big question. So for me, when man are saying top 2, top 3, I don't know if I can say that as easily.
I definitely wouldn't say top 2 or 3, but top 5.
Top 5 is reasonable.
Top 5, we'd have to have a conversation.
For me, it's a discussion. It's not. I can't be as quick to say yes. I don't think it's as quick for me as that.
As I've said, this generation of midfielders is absolutely shocking,
Bro.
It is.
I wish I saw more of Jude. I thought like Jude could have done something as well there, and that's the only thing I could ask for. But for me though, looking at England in general, they proved me a lot wrong because I thought that they would push out in the last 16 at best. Or quarterfinals around that part, but there is progress to be there. Does Southgate deserve to get a shot at Qatar? On paper, yes, he does, and I don't see another manager right now who will be better than him. And two, he's gotten England to a final, so he's got that on his deck. But he has to learn from this. It's his first experience in the final. He's taken something that's done. Is it done to his best ability? Yes. But can he improve? Yes, he can, and he's got a year to do it. Post Qatar, I don't know.
If you're asking me that question, my answer is no. Like, Southgate's done brilliantly well to get England to the final. Like, when you're looking at just results, that's a great feat. We would have all taken that before the tournament. But I don't see Southgate getting the best out of these players, as I've said time and time again. It sounds harsh, because he's essentially done well on 2 tournaments. I just don't see it. Like, I just don't see England playing the best football and growing and becoming a good team under this guy. So,
but who replaces him? That's just my question.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about replacements right now, but
looking for replacements and saying a man needs to go is 2 different things. Like, you know for a fact, if England go into this tournament, into the next year's tournament playing this way, and we have a group not necessarily as bad as Portugal's or something close, you know it's long.
It's long.
You know it's long.
And there's more teams this time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have extra jammy teams. Like, for example, you're gonna get Hungary, who we thought would get battered. Yeah. But
Hungary's a pair out of the woodwork.
Like a Costa Rica or something.
There you go, bro.
Just while we're here, everybody's watching. Please give the video a like if you're new. Subscribe, please. Also share the video. We're talking England. As you can tell, my voice is kind of gone because I was very invested in England winning yesterday, and it just didn't come home. I'm going to read some of the comments, and then we can continue this conversation. Lola said the game was a repeat of the Croatia game at the World Cup. Same issues, but the players have got better. The issue is the manager. I agree. I can't disagree with that. Boss Like Endo said, bro, he's had an awful tournament. I think he's talking about Kane, and has many goals as hero Sterling, who's having his best tournament ever. Yeah. Lola O says Kane for me was mid at best all Euros. Some of it wasn't his fault, but most of it was. Kane isn't Kane or Werner or Oba, who are service reliant. Kane is meant to be good on the ball and create his own chances, but he didn't. That is true. That is why this summer you're looking at Man City potentially wanting to spend over 100 million on this guy. I'm sure Chelsea would be involved if he was available to them for big money, not just because he's a striker that can finish in the box, but because he is an all-arounder. Do you know what I mean? He's not a poacher. He's an all-around striker. So we expected a lot more from him. And it just wasn't good enough, man. Footy Agenda says, Oscar, 2 hours, no touches in the box, all shots on target. Get the hell away from midfield.
Right.
In the box. But in fairness to Harry Kane, you watch that Denmark game, Harry Kane drops deep, plays the through ball into Saka. Not one midfielder had the caliber to play that ball. When did you see a through ball from Mount all tournament? You didn't see it. Rice and Phillips were afraid to pass the ball forward. We're afraid to do penetrative passes.
That's just playing rugby.
All of that for me falls on Gareth Southgate's head, because I could have told you that in the tournament. I could have told you, and I'm pretty sure I did. Boss Like Endo said we need Arsene Wenger or Graham Potter, and then Lola O's like, leave Wenger alone. Leave Wenger out of this. Footy Agenda says Jude Bellingham, Sancho, Grealish are your most technical players. They rarely saw time. Southgate did well, surplus the requirements. Before we read more comments, Adrian, what were you saying, bro?
I can't remember, to be honest. But I guess just to be fair, touching on the Kane thing, like it's a bit of what came first, the chicken or the egg, because it's like go in the box, score your goals, you're a world-class finisher. But how is the ball going to get to him in the first place? It's almost like he has to come in search of the ball. And then even for the goal we scored, it was a matter of him sort of coming deep, spraying it out wide, and then we get joy that way. So for me, again, the elephant in the room is you've got creative players, you refuse to play them, you played Mason Press Mount, and the rest is history.
Peter on poll. Peter says soon come. So those of you that were asking for Peter, I guess he's going to jump on the live stream and have his talks about Southgate. It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say, because he was kind of backing Southgate, not fully backing him, but just respecting what he's achieved so far at England and telling us to stop complaining. So we'll see if he's complaining when he comes. Easy says it would be smart to get a proven PL winner and not worry about his nationality, but would England do that as they sacked Southgate? Probably not. England are not sacking Southgate. There's no point of us even having this conversation.
He's got they'll give him to World Cup.
They will give him to World Cup.
Big up Rakesh Singh. He says to sack Gareth Southgate after this tournament would be harsh, but we lack the courage to play the style of football that can genuinely take us to the top. The next 18 months will determine if he can develop that.
In fairness to Southgate, and as much as I've not been a big fan of him, like we have sort of now. I guess we could argue we've got a quality team, yeah, but we have sort of overcome certain hurdles that I think, you know what, I think of Germany, like even beating Croatia in the opening day of the season. So it's almost a thing where his way is his way. I don't necessarily like it, but it's got like it bared some fruit. And at the end of the day, like penalties is a ruffle.
You guys remember in the build-up to this tournament, all these pundits, every single show, they were talking about 96, the last time we played at Wembley, 96. Bro, this summer is going to be that. They're going to, in 20 years' time, they're going to be showing these clips of us beating Germany, clips of Saka missing that penalty, and all of that. But speaking of penalties, let's move there. Let's get on to that. At the end of the game, literally 3 minutes on the clock left to go, he brings on Rashford. He brings on Sancho. These guys have barely had any playing time. Rashford hasn't started the game. Sancho
He's playing right back.
For the last 3 minutes to take penalties. Guys, what did you think of the penalty decisions? Who should have took a penalty? Who shouldn't have? Yeah, who's to blame, really?
Well, in terms of who shouldn't have taken a penalty, it shouldn't have been Saka and it shouldn't have been Sancho. Rashford should have put that in the net. I don't know why he done that. That his penalty was on him.
Bro,
I can say that for 100%.
The minute he did that shuffle, who missed for Italy? Was it Belotti? I was like, why are man them taking the penalties like this, bro? Like, oh.
And the thing is,
Donnarumma
Belotti's face, I knew he was gonna miss. The minute I looked at Belotti, I said, this guy's not on it, man. But on Robin's point, Rashford don't take penalties like that. I don't know why he remixed it that day, man. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, I mean, when I think of Rashford taking a penalty, I think of, last minute against PSG, you need this to go through. That is clutch, Marcus Rashford. Clutch. So him stepping up, I had no nerves. I was nervous for Harry Maguire because I was like, I've never seen this guy take a penalty. When Rashford came up,
Maguire broke the camera. Maguire broke the camera.
Yeah, I had no nerves when Rashford came up, but he put it aside. How do you guys feel about your new Man United signing, Jadon Sancho's penalty?
Listen, his first action in the tour, he was a poor pen.
Poor.
He hasn't played the whole tournament, and the first contribution in the final is to score. Bruv, I gotta allow you, bruv.
Thing is, for me, I think Donnarumma made it very predictable. Like, I knew the way he was dancing, moving left, right, you can tell which way he was going to go. But because these guys, because the way, if you look at goalkeepers, the way they bounce left and right, before the ball was kicked, you will see they will bounce to left and they will go. It's a reactionary thing. Then the body will naturally push opposite way to go. So he was always going to go to the left. As you can see, most penalties he was going to the left because last while he would bounce to the right. I think with Sancho's penalty, it was very clear that he was going to go to Van Dijk, but because Sancho wasn't confident and he took quite slow, he just shot it straight at him. So,
hey, and I read today, Donnarumma has 69% save accuracy from penalties. That is levels, bro.
Bro, he's a giant.
He's 6'6". If he dives the right way, he's saving it.
He's
a giant.
He is levels, bro.
He's a giant. While we're talking about Donnarumma, you know, he saved 2 penalties. Big up Jordan Pickford as well, because he also saved 2 penalties. Man. And his save for that Jorginho penalty was...
Bro,
I thought it was outstanding.
Bro,
that's his legacy, you know?
The way I screamed, blood. I was like, get him there, blood.
I almost forgave him before he did to Van Dijk. Almost.
Like, it's so weird that there's legit 2 different goalkeepers of Pickford. There's an England Pickford and there's an Everton Pickford. And I don't know what it is, but there's something there about him.
I think they're the same, brother. I think they're the same guy. I think Pickford in this tournament, he made good saves, as he does. But he also had a bit of a mare. Like, you saw him against Denmark doing nonsense. You saw him rush out against Ukraine and boot the ball in the sky. And, you know, we were lucky no goal came of that. So he was still Pickford. I just think he thrives off that penalty shootout situation. He knows he has an opportunity to be a hero.
That's chaos.
He's got like big heart, like energy. So, yeah, man. I ratings for Pickford, man. He had a decent tournament. You can't hate on him of all the people. There's a couple of comments about Rashford. We'll dive into this now. Lola says 5th penalty. Rashford should have taken the first pen and Kane last. 2 of the better pen takers should be first and last. I disagree with that because we all remember that famous Portugal situation where Ronaldo saved himself till last and it didn't get to last. By the time he got there, they were out. I think you front load. You go with your best in order. Your first best penalty taker should be number 1, 2, 3 in that order. That's how I would do it. Because you never know. Like, you spread it out. Yeah, go on, Adrian.
I was going to say one thing I would say. I think, especially Southgate, someone that miss in 96, it's haunted him for the rest of his life.
He knows.
One thing I would say, I think it was ill-advised to put all of that pressure on a 19-year-old kid personally. Like, for me, that was poor management simply because of what it could mean for him mentally.
Question.
Go on.
Shouldn't, like, in this situation, usually it's the players that sort out, I'll take one. You could tell by the footage that he was just going around, your first, your second, your first. Should have one of the man them, I'm pretty sure if Hendo was on the pitch, he would have gone, hey, nah, I'm taking that.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I wouldn't really care because Hendo missed the last one for England.
No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't have allowed Saka to take that 5th penalty.
Well, okay. Let me. Based on what I've heard, Southgate has spoken about in press conferences. They practice penalties every single day in training. Yeah, they won their last penalty shootout in the World Cup, and in that World Cup, you had Eric Dyer taking a penalty, who we've never seen take one. You had Trippier, you had people like that. So this tournament, they've done the training, they've done the preparation, they've taken all the penalties. I genuinely think Sancho and Saka were burying penalties in training. That's what I think. I think they were burying them, and was like,
the occasion got to them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be,
not
to be funny. No. Yeah, as only said, 90,000 people, cup final, and burying
this is what I'm saying. In that particular moment, one of the things has to go to the manager and say, nah, bruv.
Because look, okay, David, to put it to this, we've never seen Harry Maguire take a penalty. He walked up there number 2. That means that penalty he took, he's been taking it in training for weeks, and these guys were like, yeah, let Harry have his turn because we know what he's on. So I
have no problem.
I think. Sorry to cut you, David. I think the difference of, like, if you minus Rashford, I think the difference of the last 2 are experience. Because I think what does a lot for Maguire is that I think that we have I can only speak for myself. I have just not rated him as a big game player like that because I didn't think he had a mentality, whatever. Where his stock has risen for me is that I think that he has the leadership qualities of a man that wants to lead by example more than be vocal. So when the penalty came, he was like, okay, I didn't know what to expect, but bruv, the technique on that finish was amazing. And he just banged it, bruv. You know, he learned from Salah. I saw a video today of Salah's penalties, and the man just hits it. You see what I'm saying? Just whack it. And that's what Lampard used to do. Lampard don't care if it takes your head off.
Facts.
Hit this thing, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Well, left, right,
and Maguire said tap it. And I think what the issue is with a lot of these players that we call the saucy ones is that there is too much of a like they play football in cursive. There's no ruggedness about them. It's just straight. Everything is sauce. And you saw that the way that these lot tried to say penalties was very much like safe, calm. I want to do it my way or whatever. But sometimes, like, the other way to do it is to just do your thing, bro. You're here for the occasion. Get up here in your head. You're playing in front of 60, 70,000 fans in your home turf. You need to kill this penalty. And I think that it looks like it's nerves that just got to the last two, even three if you include Rashford. But Rashford knows the occasion more than Sancho and Saka.
And that's what I'm saying. Hence why I'm saying if Hendo was on the pitch, I'm pretty sure he would have gone to Southgate. Nah, bruv. This is not running, bruv.
In penalties, Hendo has to take one.
No, but I don't agree with that. Okay, let me just read Lola's comment and then I'll explain what I've got an issue with. She says penalty order should not be picked in advance. It should be based on that moment, not about training. I completely disagree.
Mm-hmm.
If you're banging penalties in training, we have to let you take the penalty. You could be experienced. You could be 32 years old, seasoned vet, done everything in the game, like a John Terry who came up for Chelsea and he had the confidence, all of that, but he missed his penalty because when it comes to the technique of taking a penalty, he's not levels. So I mean, fair enough, anyone can miss a penalty, so it doesn't really matter. But I just think you go with your best penalty takers. That's your strongest foot forward. And last night I tweeted like, oh, how could they let Saka take this penalty? Because I was still quite emotional from the loss and not really thinking straight. But now I look back at it and I'm just like, maybe he was just banging them in training. Maybe that's what it was.
I just think the stakes are different, and I just think as a manager, you have to do risk versus rewards. Let's just say Saka scores. All it does is continue the game, right? But if he misses, that is calamitous. For me, just to put all of that at the door of someone so young, for me, is ill-advised at the end of the day. When you've got obviously it's not nice for anybody. But at the end of the day, you've got Sterling, you've got Shaw, you've got Stones, even Calvin Phillips. For me, there are players in the firing line. I'm not saying Saka shouldn't take a penalty, by the way. He could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. But the fact that he's number 5 is so pivotal, so crucial. And if it goes left, it's going to go very, very left. For me, it wasn't sensible. I don't care. I don't care if he's done 97 out of 100 in training. It's 2 different kettles of fish, bro.
That's a very good point. Lola said Stones, Jack Grealish, Shaw, Sterling. None of these lot wanted to speak up. Do you expect these guys to override the manager and be like, yeah, he should take it or he shouldn't? I don't know, man. I think that's the manager's call. Abdi said 3 United players in the team of the tournament, 3 Liverpool players, and how can you make it? How can you make it?
I don't care.
Come on, bro. Come on. That's harsh. David said Grealish wanted to take one, but got put to number 8. What do you think about that? Grealish came out and tweeted today saying, I asked to take one. I said I was ready. The gaffer made his decision.
Good.
And he backed him. He said the gaffer made his decision and he's been right. So
yeah, man. I was happy he came out because they could chat rubbish about these footballers when you don't actually know what's going on. And it must be so frustrating having social media and reading people talk bad on your name. And this is not.
Oscar, I'll be honest here. You're 100% right, but I think that it wasn't outlandish to make the assumption because
of course
I feel like Saka take it because do you know why? The decision for Saka to take the 5th was so outlandish that Roy Keane was like, "How can you not do this to this youth, bro?" So I'm as in you're right. I feel like don't assume, find out before you whatever. But Saka taking a 19-year-old took the 5th penalty is wild, bro.
Yeah,
This is why Southgate is a madman. He's mad.
And bro, Ernie, the worst thing is there was no safety net. Like, let's just say it's the penalty to win it. That's one thing. If he misses, we're finished.
Yeah.
And we were. Easy says, so you're telling me that you let a 19-year-old kid who's never taken a professional penalty because of training, where you've got nothing but vibes and encouragement? Come on. Yeah, no, I when you put it like that, I agree, man. He should have never been number 5. He should have never been number 5. But if he was bagging the penalties in, then he should have been taking one.
No, but Oscar, again, he could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. But
Yeah, five, bro.
Five is a mad thing, man.
SW6 says, I think the Saka thing is circumstance. It's unfortunate that this was decided. Our penalty is 50-50. In the moment, the greatest have missed. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Well, while we're here, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Obviously, when this tournament started, we were speaking about who we're supporting for the tournament, and I was explaining that I'm supporting England. Some of you lot were saying you support England. Some of the people in the comments were giving reasons as to why they don't support England, and one of the reasons was people fear that this country ain't really for people with our skin tone, and racism is rife. And as we saw when these 3 black boys missed their penalties, the racist comments came out, the Instagram comments, the monkey emojis, the black, the harassment was there. And I don't know about you lot, but I always think this. When a black player steps up to take a penalty, I fear the worst in every situation. I remember in the Super Cup, Tammy Abraham missed a penalty for Chelsea. We knew what followed from Chelsea fans, obviously. I remember watching Manchester United in the Europa League this season when any black player stood up to take a penalty. I think my first instinct is please don't miss. Not because I care, like I wanted Man United to lose, but I did not want that to fall on a black player because I know what's coming next from football fans. It happened again, as expected, in arguably, the biggest kick of these players' careers, and now they've had to experience this racist abuse again. Yeah, I mean, does anyone want to speak on this? I know it's jarring to have this conversation, but it's there.
I feel like for me, what I've learned is that I'm 2 minds about it. When I see people from our background and also playing for England and knowing where they come from and knowing what they be, and they put that shot on with pride, it makes me happy to support them, and I support that 100% because they've been given the chance, they've been given the spotlight to represent the country, and rightly so. And I feel like I can never support. I can never say that I won't support them. What I don't support is the people that just keep constantly bringing them down just because they're skin tone and thinking that if it was some other Tom, Dick, and Harry that would do it, it wouldn't get the same reaction. And they think, it's just a game of football that gives them the excuse to act that way. It should never be that way. Football shouldn't be you resolving to racism. It shouldn't be resolving to domestic abuse. That should never be the case. So when I say I support England because of the players, not because of the fans. The players represent me more than the fans will ever do.
Yeah,
because that's my thoughts.
Because on yesterday, I was supporting Saka and Rashford and Sancho, as well as supporting Harry Kane and Maguire and all the white players. I was supporting the gang. The gang. Do you know what I mean? So to me, it's never been like I'm backing the British Empire. You know what I mean? That's never been the way I've seen it. But I've always understood, like, as I've gotten older, I've understood why people are so anti-England. I don't agree, but I don't argue with people anymore. I think when I was younger, I used to say, "Oh, you should support this, you should do that." But now, as I get older, reasons like this, I can't argue. I completely understand why someone would go, "I'm not supporting that." But then again, the title was won by the Italians, who don't have the best record when it comes to racism either.
Yeah, that confused me. I was like, you lot are saying anti-racism, but you're supporting the Italians, who are on another madness themselves. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Listen, I don't even have any words. Like, you look at this whole year, called pandemic. Yeah, you go from what was it, the George Floyd thing. Let me point out the ministers: Dominic Raab, Foreign Secretary, I only take the knee for the Queen when I'm bowing to the Queen. You got Boris himself when the guys are trying to promote equality and that the fans have the right to boo. You got Miss Immigrant herself, bruv. With the I was like, yo, this is not happening, bro. We're not gonna win this thing, bro. Then you get scenes on Sunday, blood. Man, them breaking the thing, banging up Italians, and you're just like, football it's just English football again in the mud. I don't know what else to say, bro. It's same old story, man.
But Lola said, "Bun all of Europe, colonizer versus colonizer." I hear that. Boss Lion said, "Oscar, where's my apology? Because you got onto me when I said I don't support England, bro. What I said to you a couple of weeks ago is the same thing I'm saying now. When I support England, I'm supporting the man them. Like I'm supporting the guys that play. I'm not backing like every aspect or every facet of the country. There's obviously political elements. There's racism and discrimination in all countries. So it's just like it rears its head in football because those kind of people drink loads of beer and go and watch football. So it just happens. But yeah, you said, are there any be supporting England? I will be supporting England.
I think the racism argument is weak because if racism was the marker as to why you don't support England, then don't support any single football team in England. Exactly. The racism argument is so weak to me, because the reality is, like, when you're talking about Arsenal fans telling Adebayo that his dad washes elephants, they can't laugh at Liverpool for the way they handle Suarez. One racism being quote unquote more than the other doesn't mean it doesn't exist. My issue with I think that's my issue with the England thing, but I don't necessarily have an issue with people who say or to do or do not support England. I think to each their own, but to the mentality that you pick, then you better run with it 100%. Just see what I'm saying? Don't pick and choose what kind of ideologies you pick and choose what you want to. But I think it's my biggest issue with supporting England, because I've never supported England, is that the love for the players is conditional. They're the best team in the world. Look at these players like Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand annoyed me the whole tournament because it was just blind faith. It was like you're just like happily supporting the team and saying they can go all the way. But the biggest issue I've had with England as an institution from when I was a kid is they have no respect for the opposition. You look at the route that England had to the final, and it was way more favorable than it could have been. You know them ones. And I'm like, listen, on one hand, you beat who you face. England have done well to get to the final. Shout out to England. But on the other hand, men are not respecting Denmark. They're not respecting Italy, and it's just disrespectful. The song.
I was going to say, sorry to interrupt. Are you saying the players or the people?
I'm saying the institution. I'm saying the institution, because a lot of the time the players are victims of both hype and abuse. They're victims of both most of the time, yeah. And for me, even the song "It's Coming Home" is mad prideful. Like it's just a weird song.
It's not. It's complete.
It's self-deprecation.
It's complete opposite. Like
if you look at the actual lyrics of the song, if you read it's a comedy.
No, I'm not looking at the flipping verses. I'm not looking at 16s and that. You're saying that it's coming home, and my point to you is that Schmeichel, as cocky as he was absolutely spot on. You ain't won an international trophy since '66, and you're talking about home. This thing has been in your yard once, my bro. Easy, relax, calm down. You ain't won a title internationally since 1966. My mum was 3 years old the last time England won a trophy. Like, respect the opposition, because you saw what happened yesterday. You saw the fact that England. Listen, I saw a man talking about this player's balling out. This player's balling out. By the 30th minute, Jorginho and Verratti had gotten these lot back into the game. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, guys, the game is not over yet. That's why I even tweeted. I said, listen, I hope England learn that football is 90 minutes. There's heritage that comes with this. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a reason why teams have done this thing more than England. It's not just talent. It's not just ability. Like, you have to do your thing in 90 minutes. You have to manage the game. It's more than just, I've seen this guy do this for West Ham or for Arsenal. There's a lot more that goes into it. And for me, my hope is that this tournament humbles the institution that just chooses to just believe that the players are good because they believe they're good. Like, before the tournament, man, I'm talking about the squad and not including Jadon Sancho because you haven't watched him. You've just decided that Mason Mount, who was pathetic this tournament, is just a shoo-in because he won the Champions League. There are so many things I watch and I'm like, this is why England are not going to win a trophy for a while, bro. The sheer arrogance is just incredible to watch. That's just my 2 pence.
Can I just say, like, on the "it's coming home" thing, I do get that there are a lot of fans that scream "it's coming home" and mean like, yeah, football's going to come home because we're going to win it. But Lola just said "it's coming home" is meant to be ironic. It's the fans of today who take it as literal. And like Robin was saying, when you read the lyrics of the song that was actually created, that song is in no way overconfident or cocky or whatever. It's a song about, bro, England ain't won nothing in my lifetime. And it's a song about faith and hope. Now, today, when it comes to the fans singing it, we have chants where it's like, Arsenal have a chant where it's like, Rob Holding is better than Cannavaro. It's not cocky when they're singing that chant. It's just, this is our guy and we're backing our guy and we're saying he's going to, he's the best player in the world.
And it's nonsense.
I mean, it can be nonsense, but it's hard. To me, it's harmless. That's the way I've always seen it. It can be nonsense. I'm not saying it's not nonsense. For me, it's I've always seen it as harmless fun. I think when people take it literally and they go, "Oh, you guys are so cocky. You guys think you're going to win." I'm like, if you
no, but it's the lyrics in accord and it's the lyrics in addition to other things
with the arrogance, bruv.
It's not just the lyrics. It's the lyrics in addition to people not just assessing the opposition and believing that these players are good. Alan Shearer was talking about Harry Kane pre-game as if Harry Kane was going to bang 2 goals against this Italian side. I said, "Oh, you got crazy!" And then after the game, remake. Say that again.
Is Harry Kane not a world-class striker that you should be hyping up before a final?
He's a world-class striker who's been average at best this tournament.
I agree.
So what's the world-class thing got to do with anything?
So you like
listen. If Arsenal are playing, if Man United are playing Man City today in the Champions League final, can I go off of the fact that I believe I've seen the best version of Marcus Rashford and believe that he's gonna just done a man's dance because I've seen him at his best? No, I have to look at how we can beat the opposition. Football is not an internal thing. It's 2 teams, bro. Like you can't just look at things from your perspective and say this is what it's gonna do because I believe in this team. Football is more than belief, bro. Like Luke Shaw scoring was great. I was so happy for him. But I said, does England have the capacity to hold it down for the next 50, 60 minutes? I don't believe they did. And
Ernest, to your point, all we have is passion, no skill. No, I don't know what the other we've got, bro. The Italians, for generations, there's one thing they know. Who else throws? I know how to defend, bro. What is England's?
They said Chiellini and Bonucci did not get dribbled past once in this tournament, and you lot thought you were just gonna go there and take Harry Kane there? You lot are mad. You're mad.
Can I come in there? Can I come in there?
Yeah.
Let me add some salt into that situation. The combined centre half pairing was 70 years of age. and David, you're spot on there. I think in regards to this final, I think the nous is what Italians have, and it's what they had in that final, and they should have been gone. First half, they should have been out of sight. And then I think latter stages of extra time, they should have been out of sight. The penalty, they said here, and under no circumstances, I know you guys have discussed, who should be taking penalties, rare. but I don't give a damn what your profession is. Under no freaking circumstances do you miss 3 in a row. Under no circumstances. I don't give a toss, blood. Not 3 in a row.
Right.
I don't give a monkeys if it was Saka, if it was Foden, if it was Harry Kane, if it was Roy Keane. I don't give a damn what nationality you are. You do not miss 3 in a row. And what seems to kill England time and time again, and I'm just talking in isolation here. Bear in mind, I'm just talking about the penalty shootout and whatnot. What kills England, as it has done in previous tournaments, is the mental fortitude, the testicular fortitude, because they don't have any. They don't have any. And obviously us guys, and every nation does this, yeah? Let's not act like we're different. But we big up, we, puff our chest about certain players, right? About, Greenish is this, Sancho is this, Foden is this. Everybody is this until they come to the creme de la creme, until it comes to Judgment Day, Armageddon, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, the Super Bowl, the World Cup final, the Euros final. At the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. England should have won this final. And the reason they lost this final is not down to Southgate. It's down to the fact that the players themselves bottled it on the night. Facto. Listen, I love Saka. He's my boy. That's my little brother. Yeah, I love him with all my heart. But he missed the penalty. He missed the penalty. Okay, let's not. What I find amazing, we've made the conversation about why is he taking it. Southgate, what decisions has he made? Why has Grealish had to come out and say, I wanted to take one? This is the problem we do. This is what we do. You see our problem. This is why we do not advance the next tournament to the next tournament to the next, because the conversation became about Southgate's frigging contract. He's contracted till the end of the World Cup. So shut up about the contract. Okay? He is our manager. Okay? Deal with it. And also, it's not about, do I think this manager will take me to the... Done that. I told you about the managers in the whole tournament, full stop. Of course, Mancini, Mr. Don Corleone, yeah? No problem with that there. But every manager, I look around every nation, I looked at a shower of crap managers who got this team far, who've got teams far in this tournament and in previous tournaments and so on and so forth, right? So at the end of the day, let's talk about what happened. Facts. He missed. Sancho's already joined the Manchester United penalty fast saga, and he's not even been to Carrington yet. He's not even been there yet, and he's already inherited it. Donnarumma, Ernest mentioned about Donnarumma. Donnarumma's never lost a penalty shootout in his life. In his life. Now, and guess what the conversation was? He's 6'6". If he dives the right way, he saves it. Well, Sherlock. Yes, he does save it. He does save it. But let's make this what this is about. One of the defenders was 36 years of age. The other one was 34. I rest my case.
Well, as the comments are saying, Peter started.
Welcome, Peter.
Peter came in on smoke.
Look. When you look at it, yeah, Mancini was caught between a rock and a hard place. 55th minute, he says, "This is it. I'm taking this guy off." Verratti came off. Immobile came. We're talking the big guns.
He
came off.
It. He was
came off, and he said, "Right, we're gonna play with no striker. We're a goal down." Yeah. Now I've heard places like Emery and Arteta get criticized because they've done false nine, and fair enough, because hindsight 2020 shows that was not the right decision. The same way hindsight 2020, Saka should have taken the penalty. Well, let's talk about Rashford and Sancho, because they put Saka in that mess too. You know what I mean? They put the whole team in that mess. Man like Maguire, burial. Them ones, burial from him. And Ernest mentioned, I think earlier, about leadership and whatever else, right? You look at the reason why, for example, Jordan Henderson came to the squad, because they don't have leaders. And Southgate is looking at himself thinking, who is the manager on the pitch here? I've got to bring
Perry. I've been screaming for Henderson to play more games than he did. But the streets were screaming Basmati, so Basmati played.
I'll tell you what was astonishing was when Henderson came off. When Henderson came off, I was shocked, because I thought, well, hang on a minute, ain't he going to be a penalty taker?
I lie.
Because I thought he would be one, and I was very, very shocked. Shout out to Easy. I was very, very shocked, but there you go. Yeah.
Can I just? There's a comment here is in response to you, so I want to read it so that you can reply. Adam Lalana, I believe. He says, what are you on about? England should have won. What kind of arrogance is this? Italy had 66% possession, more shots on target, yet you think England should have won. Peter, do you want to explain to him why?
What I mean by that is Italy said, I think on 3 occasions, take, ask and you shall receive. And what happened was, I'm not saying England were the better side.
But they had opportunity.
Let me not put it like that. I'm saying England took the game to Italy and within minutes they scored, right? And then later on in the game, I know there were moments in the time, even further, England had like 20% possession. It was scandalous. But it was one of those where, of course, the midfield was always Gareth Southgate's nightmare. He went to bed every night in sweats because his midfield is Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips. And as soon as you place against another midfield, I mean, if you're Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips and you woke up and you knew I'm facing Verratti, Barella, and Jorginho, it's a nightmare because they're not good enough. And that's why when I defended Gareth, it was based on the fact that, you know what, he's having to. It's not about going out and attacking because then you would get picked off by anybody and everybody. The Denmark game, me and Ernest watched it together. The Denmark game, we were saying Denmark never really looked vulnerable ever in that game. You know what I'm saying? And, England did very well. I'm not going to even, you know me, I'm going to say I'm so proud of the guys. The goals they conceded, one of them was a free kick. The other one was a basketball in the 6-yard box, which, I'm still looking for Kyle Walker. And I'm hearing he's been one of the best players of the tour. That people need to stop talking. They have to stop talking. Freedom of Cesc Fabregas. What a moron. Since he went to friggin' Chelsea, he's lost his marbles, that kid. I don't know what he's on. I don't know what the heck he's talking about. Cesc Fabregas thinks that Kyle Walker was one of the best players for England. When I looked for him the first 6 games, and I think he had one great performance. I think it was either the semi or the quarter. I can't remember. He had like one great performance, and I think he had a decent game last night. But to the point that the comment was making earlier, Lallana, big up Lallans. Yeah, it's a case of Italy said here, and England on the biggest stage at home with the crowd, rare tear, did not have the nous. And that's the difference between England and Italy. Mancini has been here before. He won a league title with seconds to spare. Shout out to Peach. Big up Peach from the West Ham Random. Make sure you go check him out.
You know this guy?
Yeah, Peach is a don. Big up the Canada crew. Man's from Canada. Big up the Canada crew.
Yeah.
Every time he leaves a comment, the caps lock is up and down. So the first few, I just kind of ignored them because I couldn't read it properly. No, I couldn't read it. I'm trying to read so many comments, and it was all a bit crazy. But shout out to you.
Hieroglyphics, I
apologize.
My guy, but big up the Canada crew. So we got people from Canada locked in right now as well. So big up yourselves. But yeah, at the end of the day, like it's the nous. Them way there. The nous. And the penalty shootout situation that we're debating earlier, I think it's one of them ones, you have your 5 set, but then as I think Lola mentioned, you got to adapt to the situation that you're in. But here's a third problem. You think every penalty might go in for you to even get to the 5th penalty, 6th penalty, whatever. What happens when Belotti misses one, Jorginho misses one? All of a sudden you're thinking, you might even turn around and say, you know what, let's retract Saka or retract Rashford and put in somebody else. Just because you need to, it's not about finishing penalties only. You need to know how to finish. You need to know who is psychologically stable. Them ones. We have got some erratic human beings, not for any fault of their own, but we don't have leaders as such. We need the steady hand. When you rock up to the place, one thing I will give Maguire, he does not look like headless chicken. The only thing that lets him down is actually his own ability, his own technique. But mentally, the brain is clearly there. Them ones. So, it's one of those. I mean, as SW6 said, Cesc Fabregas. Huh?
Yeah, you lost your football card, even the Spanish one.
It's gone.
Let's pump the brakes.
It's gone.
No, he's a don. Ernest, he's a don, but for a week, blood. You can't. It's been.
He's a spectacle.
Right, David. I can't lie, David. Since he signed for Mourinho and Chelsea, I can't find the card. I can't find it to retract. It's lost. Let me tell you that right now. It's lost. The point is, we got easy.
Yeah, easy said. The point is, you can't watch that first 120 minutes and then say England simply lost because of a penalty shootout. In fairness, I think Italy were the better team, but I don't think the gulf in quality was there. I don't think Italy created many chances where you were like, wow. I think Chiesa was probably their most frightening attacker. But
Spain, you see, Spain showed you they can be beaten, bruv.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah,
but
Spain should have won. Spain should have won that game. The mistake Italy did was tell Spain have the ball, because they could have really killed them. I
think what's quite poetic about what you've just said is that we can all agree that if England played Spain, this game probably would have gone the exact same way because of the way that England play. England would have had the energy in the first 10 or 15, then they would have tried to sit back and soak up Italy, and Italy would have played the ball and found a way to break them down, because it's not that hard. Like, it's not that hard.
It's interesting you say that, because I think with Italy, when Mancini made the substitutions as early as he did, it's because what he asked of them, he can't do it for 60 minutes. Jurgen Klopp, take note, because there was a lot of pressing going on. There's a lot of pace and press and rare, but that could not go on. But then even when the subs came on, I mean, England couldn't breathe. Every time the ball kept going into the hands of Italy, and we were just sitting there like, for flip's sake, come on.
It says Carl Walker went missing more times than Casper the Ghost.
Talk to them. Tell them again.
Big up Baraka. He's celebrating Italy's win.
Listen, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Guys, hold on,
He's not Italian. Don't congratulate him. He's not Italian. He's
not Italian.
He's Kenyan. I don't know why he's celebrating.
Guys,
that surname had a bit of I saw some olive oil on that surname.
Baraka's my guy, man. I love that guy.
PR.
Yes.
Where is my money, bruv?
Hey.
Man, where's my money, bro?
Oh, man.
I actually need to figure out who came third, because
there was no third place in it. There was no third place team.
No. But I think they're getting the money back. They get the 20 quid back.
No, but we didn't have a third place playoff, which is what I don't get. Why didn't we have that in the Euros?
I just know that David won, and
I need
Thingy
my
came
money,
second. Adrian came second.
Are we doing seconds?
There was first, second, third.
There was first, second, third.
I feel like we should just all give it to David, but I'm sure Adrian.
Oscar moving like UEFA, bro. What, just changed rules?
I just thought sweepstakes.
Change rules.
Put money on whoever wins gets their money. That's just how I thought it. I didn't know it was tiered. What, does third place get a PS5 or something? Like, how does it work?
Can I just speak on England? We've had another howler, yeah. So we're trying to bid for World Cup 2030, yeah.
Oh God, David.
And this is why I did not work on Sunday. This is why I did not work on Sunday, because I knew a Mazine was coming, man. The scenes at Wembley, yeah, was a howler, bro, of epic proportions.
Bro, David, me and Oscar was at Wembley Way at about 3-4 p.m. And I swear, before Adrian, the scenes, I couldn't believe it. Like, I've never, ever, don't get me wrong, the atmosphere was buzzing, but flares galore. I thought it was Rapid Vienna, I swear down. Oh. I seen flares, I seen like people on the traffic lights. I mean, it was on top of the merchandise boxes. You know, man, I'm trying to, you see the wife and husband with the two little youths trying to get them a little hat. You know what I'm saying? Man was here for the final. Shut in case. That was it. Shut in case. The minute it opened, they closed it straight away. People all over the gaff. It was a magazine. I seen people in the recovery position. Do you know how many people I saw in the recovery position? Fair man. I see horses galore. Oh, and you know what's funny, yeah? Like, do you know how long kickoff took to come? Like, you get there, it's 8, and it's like, me and Oscar, I think it was like 7 o'clock. I was like, I felt like the game is done. I felt like the night is over. It's not even begun. It was shambolic. Let me tell you, David, I'm so glad you did not work that day, because it was carnage.
I knew.
It was carnage.
And you see where they broke in, yeah? That's where I go to sign in, blood. And I knew them man is stressed, blood. Fam, England.
England will never host a tournament in football as long as this generation is alive. All of us have to die. We all have to die. All of the generations that are existing now, all of them have to die. And we're talking, 3018. Maybe they will host the Euros. Because there's not a chance in hell, David, we are getting a tournament again.
No, our kids.
The kids have to go. They have to go. Sacrifice all under 2 gone.
Careful.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand? Yeah, Wembley was meant to be at 75% capacity, bro. Where was the red seats, please?
100%. The only red seats I saw was the spacings between the players because they were the only ones actually taking part in COVID.
And the Royal Box, yeah, it was like there are 2 different events going on because the Royal Box was spacious, yeah, and the crowd, bro, obviously the man that barged in. Did you see the scenes, the video footage of the people that barged into the thing? I sat there like, yo, we are hooligans of epic proportions. Never mind Wembley, Trafalgar Square on a real. At least the Scottish, the Scottish, what's it called, clean their mess. You know them with it. They clean their mess. To us, we are shambolic, blood. We are throwing man them in the river, in the Thames. I'm thinking to myself, what the flip is going on?
Well done,
honestly,
bro.
Like they will ban us. They're gonna ban fans going. We're frigging racist. We're frigging hooligans. We're frigging like the lot. We're narcissists. You know what I'm saying? We're patriotic. This.
You said we. That's crazy.
No, but you know what, Oscar? You know what's mad, yeah? You were talking about the racial thing earlier. Do you know this is the first time? I think this is the first time where I'm like, you know what? Being an England fan is going to be very difficult moving forward because I've never obviously come across like how intense, like the vile stuff, the vile behavior, whether it be racist or nationalist, whatever it may be, like all of it in one. Because even where we were, some of the chanting about Germany, some of the chanting even about Italy, some of the chanting about, whatever the racist comments that happened after, post-match.
I feel like the Italy stuff was in good taste. Like people chanting about pasta and all this. I thought that was funny. The German stuff was.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. All it takes is Italy to do something. You know what I mean? And that would have got brought into the conversation. It's just it was just, even when they were singing, they were chanting the national anthem, and it was so funny. But then in between it was like they were chanting "No Surrender," and I was sitting there like, nah, man, I ain't on this. Like, I'm actually not on this. I prefer me and the Arsenal. I chant for them, and that was that. But at the same time, what's so funny in England? Only then could you get me singing a Harry Maguire song. I sang a Harry Maguire song for at least 4 hours.
Bro, it's been in my head.
It's in my head. You know what it was? And even like them dissing Scotland was so funny. Like
Scotland get battered everywhere they go. Do you know how funny that is?
But you know what's mad? Once Scott pulled up and said, "What have England won? Can we talk?" This guy was like, "What have you won? What have you won?" I was sitting there like, "Fair enough, bro. Fair enough." No ones, but going forward, like I don't care for it anymore now. I don't care for it as such. Obviously, I want to demand them to win. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to do well. But I've not had an England shirt ever, and I guess that's probably why.
I couldn't find one anyway. So
when it came to the celebrations, not celebrations, the pre-game or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if Peter already mentioned, but we were near Wembley at the time, and there were some right wrong-uns. Like, it was good vibe. That majority, how can I put it? I'd say 10% of the people were wrong-uns. Like 90% of the people was good vibes, bless. But you got people dashing stuff. You got people throwing balls. I got hit with a flare. I got hit on my shoulder with a flare.
Oscar, tell them what happened to the England kit, man.
Yeah. So I was wearing my England shirt. I got hit with a flare, hit off my shoulder. I barely felt it. I didn't even know what it was. And I've looked. Then there's this massive red mark from the flare, and it's burnt a hole into my shirt. So on my shoulder, there's just like a sort of like a circle the size of like a penny. And so like people like, and for me, I'm like fairly big. I'm, if I was a woman or if you're a child, being around England fans, bruv, that's not a safe environment.
It's
And
definitely not.
we're trying to watch football. Like, we're going to a sporting event. Why is it dangerous to bring a 16-year-old? That's crazy.
You know,
Like-
and as well, Oscar, you know, Wembley Way probably had 200,000 people. So, you know, it was ridiculous. Like, bare man are not going in. I said, Oscar was D-Dog, right?
That's world class.
That's the title. That's got to be the title. That is funny. You know, it's bro. We are hooligans for real, like for real. It's
Like,
yeah, 100%.
What is he? Is he from Toronto?
I mean, he's from Canada.
like Pete.
Yes.
We had man them breaking in, yeah, and then we got people inside. Pay for your ticket. I'm banging, man, bruv.
The beatings that the people got. I see man stumping a mud hole in one guy. I thought, is he from Steve Austin? And that guy was walking it dry. Crap out of them.
The guy was Italian, yeah. Apparently, I think he was on a Snapchat, yeah. That guy suffered, and I hope he got to, wherever you are, I hope you got to see the Italy win the thing, bruv. Because they banged him, bruv.
Unreal.
Did you see Mike Tyson in the Burberry thing? He was just knocking out anyone that came through the door.
I sat there like,
Clinton was laying man out.
Sick.
Man say, you know. Yeah, man. Shout out to T every time. Adam says, I told you, man, Italy would win. Jorginho and Emerson have now become double European champions, just like Torres and Mata in 2012.
And guys, I didn't know this stat, you know. I didn't know. It's only when Fink said it. I think it was the ITV or BB. I don't know who said it. The home teams, the host nations for Euros have never won the thing, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, does it count with Italy, even though that they had home games, or no?
No, it doesn't count.
No, like for the final, they've never won.
How many games do they play in Wembley? They play like most of the games in Wembley.
I think they played half and half in Rome, half in Wembley, and then they had one out. They had one in Munich or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go, isn't it? That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
The same people you're celebrating
with people, and that's the thing. You know, Oscar, even in the places we were, like there were some people obviously were charting with boom, and then next thing you'll see them doing an ex Magnus blood, and I'm like, nah, man. You see, man, put the pints down. You know them one. Like my man just needs to flip in.
Yeah, man.
Just bar alcohol from the nation. It deserves it.
I don't even think alcohol was the issue. I think it was a bit deeper than that.
It was deeper than that.
I think it was, yeah.
I mean, the chanting, you heard it in the chanting. You know, some of the chanting, you just sat there in disbelief. You know them ones, disbelief. But,
crazy. Okay, we've spoken at length about Italy, on winning Euro 2020. Congratulations, Donnarumma.
Big up SW6 and myself, because we said dark horses was there.
Well, let's get to it, P. I was gonna put out the list and go through.
Oh my bad.
No, well, you've ruined it now. No, I'm joking.
I ruined it.
Hold on. Let me continue talking about something else while I find this thing.
Messi.
Oh, mate, the scenes.
You see, Ballon d'Or winner. There you go. That is your winner.
Oh God,
that is your winner.
Lewandowski needs to win it because he got bumped. When I say bumped,
he got bumped
over the barrel.
But he's not winning it.
He got bumped last season. He needs to get the Ballon d'Or this year just to put the record straight because he was over a barrel last year. That is ridiculous. No, I'm not having it. But yeah, Messi, happy. You know what I'm saying? Even seeing Martinez giving it that talk. I wanted to do it for Messi. You know, them ones give him something. And yeah, it's congratulations to Argentina.
Okay.
Did you guys actually stay up to watch the game?
No.
Oh hell no.
I watched it. I remember what South American football is like. I saw blood. I saw broken. I saw tackles. I was like,
hell in a cell.
Here to go war.
Hell in a cell. Man said the Copa America is a glorified AFCON.
Hey. Now, Copa America is a big thing, you know.
So you know what? Hold on. If Copa America is glorified AFCON, Is the Euros not the same thing?
It's an equivalent.
No, but I mean,
what I'm saying is the quality in all of them just a bit meaty?
Oh, that's what I want to say. By the way, Oscar, I need to maybe hold a small L here, because shout out to every player in the Euros, because to play the tournament they did, none of them looked like off the pace. None of them looked drab. You know what I'm saying? After 11 months where I've been scrutinizing the amount of football we've been playing in the last year, they managed to come. Obviously, you have the mishap with Eriksen, but it may or may not be related. Big up to these guys, man. Oscar, the Euros is the best quality of football. Let's put one of the, Copa America is gangsters. The AFCON, I'll leave you guys to decide that, because I know I'll get cancelled if I say anything. And then, you know what I'm saying? And so, to be fair, what you've got left, I mean, no one's watching the Asia, whatever their version is. I ain't seen Japan. And then
said the Asia.
The Asia.
Oceania Cup.
Which includes Australia and them, man.
I don't even know. Yeah, no. Australia dipped. Australia dipped. They're not part of Asia. They're part of Asia now.
Fam, one of my friends, this girl that I follow on Twitter, she's from Bermuda. She was watching Bermuda versus Haiti in the qualification for the Gold Cup. I said, no way is this level of football streamed on television. Couldn't believe it. Haiti slapped them up 4-1.
What's like an equivalent? Like, let's look at like the England Football League table. Like, where would you rank that quality of football?
Vanarama, bro.
Vanarama.
Bro, do you remember when Wigan got like Honduras dons? They got some other dons, bro.
They got like 3.
They held their own.
Rodrigo.
They held their own. I pick up, man. Pick up Peach, 100%.
Thank you, West Ham.
I have a question for West Ham Random. How long does it take to write out a sentence? Like, if you type in the word, I want to know what makes you choose these characters here.
Yo, Robin, I'm
proper intrigued.
It's a perfect time to ask. It's a perfect time to ask that question, because on this comment, he stopped halfway. He said, "I can't be asked anymore."
Oh my god! Like, he's always, the thing is, he always does it. Like on that West Ham, what's it? My Hammers 11. If you go onto that channel, he's always typing like that. So a part of me feels like it's set. You know, it's got to be set. Because even I was like, "Come on, how are you that accurate?" You know what I'm saying? Man just hit the nums lock, and then all of it's gone. It's gone pear shaped.
Lola O said it's only because of Messi and Neymar. Remove them, it's basically the Gold Cup, dead competition. They even had to move it to yearly.
No, Oscar, the Copa America. Listen, I was watching Sanchez lift it with Chile, Electors, and even I sat there and said, "Hang on a minute."
Yeah, I can't lie. This year, because it was all on the BBC, innit? I caught a couple games. Smooth fast.
How tall was the grass? That's how I judged the competition. If the length of grass is high, I'm not involved.
Lola is 100% right, because if you think I'm tuning in to watch anyone but Messi and Neymar, you're crazy. Like,
you are mad.
But I was extremely happy for Messi. Like, I was extremely happy. My boy, who's a Ronaldo stan, said, they moved the competition every single year just so Messi could win it before he retires.
Them ones, they had to speed that up. They had to speed that track.
Let's accelerate.
Yeah, because the next one's now in 4 years. They've gone back to their regularly scheduled program.
Now he's won it. He said, now we can breathe.
How convenient, hey.
I lie. Never mind.
Yeah, man. I mean, you had to be happy for Messi, though, didn't you?
But big it up though, because as much as this is a big trophy, and he's won something for Argentina.
So happy for him.
Is Ernest here? Is Ernest here? Because I've got the list now of all of our predictions, and I want to go through them. But I guess.
Oh, by the way, Di Maria's goal. Please tell me you saw that. That was major.
Golazo. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay. So, as we all know, the winners of Euro 2020 were Italy. And unfortunately, every single one of us unanimously predicted France, who were booted out by Switzerland. Sorry, Robin, I know you wanted them to win, but that one didn't work out. Okay, now, here's for the runners-up. The runners-up were obviously England. None of us predicted England. So let's see how bad our predictions were when I go through it. So first things first, Robin, you suggested the Netherlands. That's a howler.
Howler! That is a howl.
That's like the route was there for them. The route was
there. The route was there.
Brother.
I went through. Like you said with England. Like you said with England.
What?
The route was there.
What, Robin? Depay and his tattoos. Get that stepping out of here.
Hey.
We fragged the ball.
Man's quoting Bible quotes. You have to learn.
Second with me, I thought Belgium would be the runners-up. As I said on this podcast plenty of times, I rated the Belgians quite highly. Clearly that was wrong.
Where did they finish? Were they top 4?
No.
Oh, they
was.
They got out in the quarters.
Wow.
Now, this team, 3 people picked the same team. Ernest, David, and Peter all went for the runner-up to be Portugal. You had a bit of a stinker. Massive stinker. You had a stinker. And lastly, I don't think we can call this one a howler. Adrian said Italy would be runners-up.
Well done, AD.
Is that half a thing? Is that no?
I said no. I don't know.
Man's trying to treat it like golf, like he got a birdie. Nah.
You would have been right.
I said it's a birdie.
You would have been right if it weren't for them
winning.
Okay, so next up we had the top scorer in the tournament. As we all know, the top goal scorer was Cristiano Ronaldo.
And Patrick.
By the way, exactly.
Him.
Yeah, let's
no one is saying here. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not
win it outright.
Robin, thank you. Robin, thank you. Yes.
Joints.
Listen. Schick could easily be playing the tournament. By the way, let's just I'm gonna keep it.
You not pay the bills, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, in box office.
Nah, I need.
Yeah, man. Everyone says Ronaldo. It's Patrick Stick as well. It's a joint.
I lie, Robin. Tell them again. Tell them again.
Yeah, but Ronaldo, Ronaldo sells the views, innit? I think people wanted the retweets. Okay, well, let's get into it. Oscar and Peter chose the Belgian Romelu Lukaku.
Big Rom.
Well, how did he not get it? It felt like he scored every game.
He didn't score every game. I think he scored 4 goals. He was close.
Bare people won 4. There was like bare joint seconds.
Well, some of our predictions are on 4. Robin, you went for Karim Benzema. 4 goals.
Good shot. And by the way, his goal against Germany. Was it Germany? Voila. Whoever it was. Oh, Switzerland, yeah.
Adrian, you picked one of the eventual winners, Ciro Immobile.
How loud?
How?
He scored 2 goals.
How?
Yeah, it's a bit of a howler. And we've got some more winners in this competition. Ernest and David picked Ronaldo, so they'll take.
Fair dues.
Oh. The next,
Immobile was immobile. He stunk it out, man.
For real.
The next category, we have some howlers. Yeah, we have some howlers. Okay, it's for best player. I want to read out who everyone said, and then afterwards we can discuss who we think the actual best player was. Yeah. Okay.
Well, there is they gave the award though, didn't they?
Oh, they gave it to Donnarumma. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, which I'm surprised.
But then
shocked. Yeah,
I guess afterwards we can discuss who we think should have or could have won it. So first up is myself and Robin. Both had a bit of a stinker. Our player was Jack Grealish.
It could have happened. But the man doesn't rate it.
The thing is,
it could have happened.
Robin, we had a howler, but there's worse.
I know.
Can't be much
worse in this list.
I'm not gonna lie, Oscar, worse than Grealish?
Yes, there's worse than Grealish in this list.
He played like 10 minutes the whole tournament.
Peter, there's worse than Grealish in this list.
Dear.
I wonder who I said, bro.
Yeah, right.
Adrian had a decent one. Adrian said Paul Pogba.
Poggy?
Who had a great tournament.
Team.
No,
he didn't have a great tournament.
Hold on. Until he dyed his hair blue and white, bruv, and he went out, bruv. I told you, bruv. Not serious, bruv.
He had a great game. as well. When he died, he said blue and white.
Fair enough. But in terms of how well he played, Pogba did his thing. Yeah,
I think he had a good tournament. I don't think he played excellent. I think he had a good tournament.
He was France's best player before they went out. Like, let's not lie. Peter, you're next.
Oh God.
Kylian Mbappe.
You see Kylian, yeah? Kylian, I am watching you for the next 2 seasons before that World Cup.
Peter,
by that World Cup.
That's a stinker. He had a horrible tournament. Horrible.
He was awful. He was awful.
Who did I say, bro?
Next up, we're getting to you in a bit, David.
We're gonna get to you.
Next up is Ernest, who said N'Golo Kante. And David.
Who did I say?
I don't think you're getting away with this. I said Bruno Fernandes.
Yo.
Howler of epic proportion.
At least the French ones, yeah. We thought France would win the tournament. Surely someone French has got to be the best player. Bruno, Jesus, better than Ronaldo. That's too funny.
Me and Robin, we pick Grealish. That's a howler, but these are all worse. What did Bruno do? At least Grealish got an assist. What did Bruno do?
Howler.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Why did we not get onto you before? Because even before a ball was kicked, Bruno.
I don't think it was that crazy.
I don't know. I think it's mad, you know.
Guys, I need to know from you though. What's worse, Bruno or Mbappe?
Bruno before the prediction, before a ball was kicked, Bruno is definitely worse. Mbappe has minerals. He's actually got a World Cup. I'm talking about the disparity between what we expected and what we got.
Oh, definitely Mbappe.
Yeah,
then Mbappe. Yeah. I think Bruno. I think Man United fans saw Bruno as they did this season. Yeah. I think they saw much of it.
Surprise package. Oh, do we want to talk about best player? Who do we think should have won the best player if not Donnarumma?
Jorginho had a shout.
He had a big shout for me.
Sterling had a shout.
Yeah, my two is Sterling and Schick. Thing is, Schick didn't go too far, did he? He went out in the quarter. No. That's the problem. But I'd go with Schick and Sterling. Sterling more so.
Do you got?
Yeah, I would have said Sterling, Schick, or Ronaldo.
It would have been Locatelli had he played the rest of the season. The rest of the tournament.
No. Do you know who we're missing? Hold on, guys. Do you know who we're missing, bruv? Is it Spinazzola? What's his name?
Spinazzola.
Him.
He was good.
I don't know how many assists he got, but yeah.
He was good, man.
Yeah, Chiesa as well. SW6, I see that. Chiesa as well. Chiesa, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Well, come on, we can't pick players that played up. Like Chiesa started like 2 games this tournament. Come on.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's difficult. I think when you look at players who played throughout, Sterling is a standout for me.
Yeah.
You know what? If Maguire played the first 2 as well, he would have been up there.
The thing is, here's the thing with Jorginho. If Jorginho doesn't play for Italy still make this final. If Sterling doesn't play, let me finish. If Sterling doesn't play a game, England are not here.
That's completely opposite.
No, but as in product, I'm saying product for product. Yeah, Jorginho could have been. Jorginho, if they had Locatelli, Barella, and Verratti, they still could have gone to this final. I don't think that.
But are you just talking about the quality of the players?
I'm talking about the impact they've had. Obviously, I'm not talking about the quality of the player. How can I compare Sterling to Jorginho?
No. I mean the quality of the players that would come in to replace said player. Because when you look at
Locatelli hold his own. He looked as good as the rest of the midfield.
Jorginho was the only person at midfield that never got dropped. He was outstanding. He set the tempo. He controlled the play when everyone was back in Liverpool. Let me finish.
It's cheap. It's a cheap comment. Because ask me why was Barella dropped?
Let me
Why was
finish.
Barella dropped? No, but don't say statements like that and not explain why Barella was
I'm
dropped.
trying to explain it, but you're
Explain it then. Okay, explain it then.
Jorginho was the set the tempo in the middle of the park. You had Barella, Locatelli, and then Verratti could interchange, but there was no way you were taking Jorginho out of that. He was sensational. When everybody was talking about how well Italy played as a team, Jorginho was the pacemaker of that team.
Dirty scumbag.
And defensively, he had the most interceptions in the tournament, something like in Euro history. So defensively, he helped Italy become solid, and he was amazing going forward. I do think he tailed off in the knockout stages, but when everyone was waxing lyrical about Italy and how well they played, Jorginho was at
Locatelli was at the heart of it. When they were waxing lyrical about Italy, when they were waxing lyrical about Italy, because I think of it like I agree with you. The waxing calmed down in the knockout stages, but in the beginning, Locatelli was the guy. And the thing is, I'm not saying Jorginho was not impactful. He definitely was. The question I'm saying is, without Sterling, England are not in that final. They're not scoring. They're not at the group stage. They're not at the group stage.
I know what you're saying, but I think
if Sterling was replaced with someone else.
But if he was Sancho.
Yeah, because I think England would still be there.
Are they out of the group stage?
No. So they go through. Yeah, I don't think they go out. I think they go through.
Look, I don't know. Personally, I just think Sterling was definitely a player that everybody slept on. And, bar myself, who said Sterling must play because he was good in 2018. And then he was good. Sorry, brother. Adrian as well. Sterling done well for Southgate in the last tournament. He just picked up where he left off.
I feel like if Pickford wasn't playing, England lose to Germany, so he deserves.
Pickford was fantastic.
Pickford had a good tournament. He had a good tournament,
especially from our expectations of him.
SW6 said Jorginho was sensational. I'm not even his biggest fan, but he was on point. Lola said Maguire could have a late shot. I guess it's something we could just agree to disagree on. I don't think.
If I know the tournament, you can say Maguire.
We don't need to come to a consensus on that one. Okay, let's move to surprise packages.
Guys, Western Super, yeah.
There's some stinkers in here. I'm just gonna say it now. Oscar, Peter, Ernest, surprise package. Italia.
I
think we can take a W on that one.
I think we can.
Yeah, I think I have a massive.
I think they surprised
everybody. When you start the tournament with no decima, what's the name thing? Norsen, whatever that song's called. When you kick off like that, you're worthy of praise. Simple as. But Charlie,
guys, there's three other people who've named their surprise packages. And I'm actually
before you go there. Do you know what else was a surprise package though? The suits, Mr. Mancini and his staff. My God, find me where I can buy it.
But Peter, in fairness, I don't even think that's a surprise. I think the Italians been on the fashion.
They pulled Oscar, the grey. Like if they were wearing navy, standard in it. It's a bog standard suit. And when I say standard, I mean for Italians.
Italiano.
But brother, the grey. They said we have come to surprise. And then when Mancini was even wearing the rain jacket last night, he still looked dapper. He was still looking dapper. Man pulled the hair like this. I see the glistening. I said, yo, this guy's he's here to play. He's here to play.
All right, cool. The first surprise package is from David.
I know who I said.
Who did he say?
I think I remember. Did I say Turkey?
Oh my God!
No, he didn't say Turkey.
I think I did.
Who did I say?
Scotland.
Man was smoking haggis. I was off his rocker. Scotland.
You were off your rocker.
And you know what? I was smoking something even worse.
Get back everywhere they go.
Listen, I jinxed David Marshall.
Wait, Oscar, wait. I need to question this. We don't let mishaps go by without correcting your brother. Okay. Talk to me. Who, David? What was the player? I was going to say to you, you know what? They might be a surprise. I need to know. Bro. Give me the player. No, give me one.
As I said, I jinxed the Tinkers. They had a howler, bro. My bad.
At least say Kieran Tierney. I would have said, okay, maybe Robertson. Maybe.
He's always injured, bro.
They had friggin' Dykes.
It was a howler, bro. Howler of epic proportions.
Even Ernest in the private chat, like Scotland.
Yeah, like man,
Scotland.
brother.
Robin, don't think you've escaped. You said the Netherlands.
No.
Get out of here.
Okay, I thought I said Turkey. I was like, did I say Turkey? But the Netherlands, you know
Yeah,
what?
Netherlands.
I take it out. I'll take it out.
L.
I'll take it.
Adrian.
Let me have it. I'm smoking kebab.
Come outside. Man said Turkey. Get out of here.
Abject.
That is such an L.
Of here.
No, it's the worst L.
Adrian, that is a you are not that guy. That is.
In fairness, I believed in Italy from the start. Well, not to win necessarily, but I thought they were gonna have a good team.
In fairness, what are you doing now? What are you doing?
Adrian, they were worse than North Macedonia and Hungary.
They're the worst team in the competition, but none.
Big man team.
Hungary were a surprise package, weren't they? Innit?
For real.
They were,
Hungry well, man. Okay. So the next award was surprise package as a player. So like, who was the player that we thought would do well, but nobody's really expected? I had a stinker first off. Andre Silva.
When we told you, Oscar, we advised you. We said he's not playing ahead of Ronaldo. We told you this. We warned you.
I thought he played with Ronaldo.
One of these man preaches the Bible and he says, "No, I'm not on it." Okay, hell
you will listen when you're dead.
That was a howler because of he just didn't even get off from the field. So
he didn't get a minute.
Adrian.
Yeah, go on.
Adam Horacek. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it was brazy, man.
Adrian.
Yo,
let's bring you into questions
because he didn't even start. He didn't even start.
He played against England, no?
He came off the bench.
I saw him as well. Like I said,
he's been rumored transfer-wise. I think he's been linked to West Ham. Yeah. So he's been rumored transfer-wise, and Adrian thought, I'm gonna put a blinder, a football manager blinder, FM scout. You know them ones, FM scout.
Should the howlers keep coming?
Please bring them.
Keep coming. David, Yuri Tillemans, get out of here. Get out of here.
It's off. Go away. Yuri.
Oh, mad.
Another one that probably I don't know how I feel about this. Robin went for Jude Bellingham.
You can understand
one game and looks great, and I was That's not a howler. He didn't play, which is a howler, but
that's a howler.
There was reasoning.
He's the youngest ever player in the Euros, right? That's at least something.
What did Ernest do?
I think the next two are fair shouts. Ernest went for Locatelli.
Nice.
Fair shout.
Inside.
Fair shout. Peter went for Barella.
You can't bet against.
You know what I mean? To be fair, it was a safe bet to go with anyone that's playing next to Jorginho because he holds their hand.
That's one show.
Did I lie? Did I stutter? Someone should have said Emerson as well. Man, what a guy comes in final. Wins it all. So those are the surprise package players. Someone mentioned Patrick Schick. Is there anyone else that we haven't covered that was a surprise to you guys?
Renato Sanchez had a great tournament for young one.
He did.
Yeah.
Lola says Spinazzola, of course.
Dam's good of Denmark. That's good.
Dam's good. Especially coming in after, was it for Ericsson as well? Especially coming in at that time. Declan Rice.
I don't understand what is meant by that. Decline Rice, that is.
His chant is funny as well. What was it? Beef chow mein, Declan Rice. Beef chow mein, Declan Rice.
I didn't hear that one.
What do you mean? Oscar, they were galore. There was chanting galore. I lost my voice in 3 minutes. Oscar showed me one of his friends that he grew up in uni. I had nothing to say. I was just sending air to this guy.
Peter said that he grew up with in uni. That's a crazy sentence.
I mean, it is when you're older, it's a bit like growing up.
I guess.
I mean, it's only 3 years.
Yeah. But, okay. We're moving on to underperformers. Players who. Oh gosh.
Did we do players and teams?
Players and teams. I'm going to start with teams. Oscar and David.
I think I bagged here.
I think
I think I banged it.
I think we got it wrong this time. We said Spain would underachieve. I don't think they did.
Who's we?
Me and David.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how long?
I was like, we?
And to be fair, Joy, to be fair to you guys though, didn't Spain have bare COVID cases and had to bring in a fresh new team?
But the camp was right.
But someone tell me what club Simon plays for, because you can't tell me that.
Is it not Bilbao? I don't know.
I bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is. But again, like when you think of number one goalkeeper, you don't think him. I mean, there's a few players in there where you just feel like,
Eric Garcia, I can't stand the guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, other than that, I think a lot of these are correct. Ernest went for Belgium.
So what's this? Underperforming? They went out to Italy.
Yeah.
They went out to Italy.
No, I mean they underperformed by my standards. I thought it was theirs.
Oh, they quarterfinal.
Yeah, I thought they were second best team in this tournament,
They went out to Italy though.
They went out to Italy.
Mm.
Well, let's look at this way.
It's debatable. It is debatable.
Let's look at this way. Let's look at this way. In the knockout stages, yeah, England took Italy to penalties. Spain took Italy to penalties. Austria took Italy to extra time. Belgium couldn't even do that. So, yeah. Adrian. He said Croatia.
Yeah, they underperformed.
But outside the last 16s, they scraped through to the last 16s in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Who did they get knocked out by?
Spain. Extra time.
Spain.
Yeah, they just
going to take the place.
in the end.
Say that again, Adrian.
Sorry.
Adrian, what did you say?
I was just gonna say, like I sort of when David said Scotland underperformers, I sort of thought they're gonna have a decent tournament, but that first game, holy smokes, diabolical.
Yeah, no, I thought Scotland would do well as well, and they weren't that bad. It's just,
they weren't that. I mean, but they weren't, were they?
And then I think the winners of this category is probably Robin and Peter, who went for Germany.
Easy. That was the easiest one you could pick off.
Yeah.
Easy.
To get beat by England, man, that's bad.
And what L did they hold in a friendly? They held an L.
Spain.
6-0 to Spain, and then they lost to Macedonia after.
Yeah. What is this?
Swag.
So Hungary almost made it out of the group instead of them.
Come on. It was easy.
Underperformer as a player. Now, I want to know how we're judging this, because when we put players up to underperform, are we talking about players that didn't play? I don't know why.
Say that again, Oscar. Say that again.
If a player didn't play, would you say they underperformed?
When they played, did they perform? No.
Well, we don't even know. You don't even know who the list is, Robin. Come on.
I know who I said.
I know.
But there's other names on the list. There's other names on the list who didn't play. So I want to know how are we rating that?
My guy played.
No one going to say.
I think. Okay, bring up the name and then we can go case by case.
Yeah, let's go
case by case. Well, first up, Robin and David obviously went on Werner watch, and they've gone Timo Werner.
Timo.
Stinker.
Absolute garbage,
Stinker.
right?
During the Euros, he was called as a goalkeeper, and he continued the conversation.
That was after
that alone. That's disastrous.
That was after the Euros. He was already home.
Oh, yeah, he was after his Euros. Yeah.
In fairness for me, yeah, but Werner was dropped. Yeah, he didn't play for Germany.
I agree.
Gnabry and Muller started ahead of him, and they both stunk out the joint. Yeah, leaving Kai Havertz to run that attack on his own. And when Werner came on, he did nothing. He started against England, did nothing. So fair enough.
Yeah, Oscar. I think that he had a stinker. I think Robin and who's that one? Robin and who? David.
Robin and David.
Yeah. I think that was a home run.
I've just seen the next one. You lot killing me. You lot killing me with this. Adrian and Peter both said Eden Hazard. You're killing me.
Oh. I tell you what. Yeah. Who's the real Hazard right now? right now.
Sorry.
Today.
Thorgan was on the pitch when they went home. If Edin was on the pitch, they would have been in the semis.
Thorgan, I think, was second, third best player for Belgium in this tournament.
Because
he done okay.
He turned up for one game. Because he's got a banger against Portugal.
Listen, there's only 6 games. Even if it's one, you still done a 6th.
That's fair enough. Edin didn't set the tournament alight at all. That's fair enough.
This guy, I talk keto. Edin, keto. Off the carbs, come off that. Off the processed food, fruits, vegetables, and proteins.
For the quality of player he is, he should have performed in the.
He's out here with the milkshakes, not the kind that bring the boys to the yard. You know them ones there.
Goodness, okay, so this is the one I was more asking for in contention. It was my pick. I said Marcus Rashford. He'd be an underperformer. Can you call him an underperformer?
He hit the post in the penalty shootout in the final. He underperformed.
The penalty.
He's in there. He's in there. Yeah. Because damn it, when it mattered most. Okay, Marcus.
The penalty takes it. The penalty takes it still.
Oh, Harry Kane. Yeah.
Lola and West Ham random are saying Harry Kane. I mean, Harry Kane scored 4 goals.
Listen, Oscar.
Man was playing DM. Man
was Tom Brady. This guy was Tom Brady with scoring goals.
Look. When he does Tom Brady for Tottenham, I don't even mind. He did it for England. It was terrible. So he's an underperformer. SWC says Marcus didn't have enough minutes. Hey, he took about 3 minutes to take that penalty and he missed it. So
chucking and jiving on his run up.
And Donnarumma went the wrong way. Even
beats the goalie. Yeah. Goalkeeper's going the wrong way.
Guys, most of our all of our underperformers have actually been perfectly right so far, apart from Ernest. Ernest underperformer was Raheem Sterling.
Bench press. Bench press.
And I share that stinker because I was talking about Sterling before the tournament anyway.
Man, they were giving Sterling that soil.
The Sterling talk
Northwest.
Northwest.
Boy from Brent.
Boy from Brent, bro. Northwest.
SWC said Ernest lost the whole game.
Was there.
I think we can move on to the awards now, right? The actual awards.
Are we doing the of the tournament rather than the week?
Of the tournament.
I guess. Yeah. It's gonna say of the week. Team of the tournament.
Italia. It's not even a question. Italia, not even a question. Well done for mentality.
We're not going to give it Denmark now.
Denmark. We didn't put them. They were probably one of the surprises as well. Definitely semi-final after losing to Finland at home.
The only reason they went out was a dodgy penalty.
Also, Kasper Schmeichel, one of the players of the tournament, and Sommer. Jan Sommer, obviously, goalkeepers union.
I'm not with that Kasper talk, but Sommer, yes.
Kasper was superb in the semi.
Schmeichel.
What did they have? 20-something shots, England. Kasper was.
I think he made like 9 saves. Some really good saves as well, and he saved the penalty.
It's a Denmark for me, dog.
Okay, Oscar, let's put Italy aside, because they're the champions. It's obvious they've won it. So besides Italy, who else are we saying? Is it Denmark?
It's between Denmark and Czech Republic. I'm going Denmark because Denmark beat Czech Republic.
England are not in a shout for getting that.
England are a shot. Maybe we're being biased. Maybe if this podcast was taking place in another country, they would say England.
Because let's keep it
Spain.
People that were in the final deserve to be in the final.
True.
Yes, and none of us predicted England to be there, so I think we have to say England. England.
I would argue Spain should have been in the final. To be fair.
Well, guess what? They didn't win.
But they didn't. Yeah. Denmark, Spain, though, man, because they were such surprise packages. I'm gonna go Denmark. Yeah, I think I'll go Denmark over Spain. I'll go Denmark. Yeah, we'll leave the finalists out. England, of course.
Okay. Player of the tournament.
Oh, we're here again.
You know where my vote is.
Again. I said Sterling.
J5, man.
Sterling. Oh, by the way, Oscar, the amount of accents I was hearing at Wembley Way.
I'm gonna throw in a surprise one.
Go on.
And yes, call me biased, but Luke Shaw.
Okay.
So again, Luke Shaw.
I think Luke Shaw was England's best player for sure. I
Do
think
you know
Luke
what, guys? I'm having an indifferent situation with Luke Shaw because I know he was impactful and I know he did well for England. But countless times in the group stage, I asked, "Where's the left back?"
No,
I was asking, "Where's the left back?" There was I don't know who we were playing against, but they were bombing. It might have been Czech Republic. They were bombing down the right hand side, and I said, "Where is the left back?" In the same way, I was asking, "Where's the right back against Italy?" Because even Bonucci, by the way, is not allowed to score goals. Like we didn't address that earlier. Maybe you did, but Bonucci's not allowed to score. He's not allowed. A centre half is not allowed to score a goal in that circumstance. But anyway, my player of the tournament is Sterling still. Sorry.
Right. Don't you think that Bonucci and Chiellini look like a tag team?
What though?
They are.
Sorry,
They're a veteran tag team.
Yeah.
A lot of people, SW6 and West Ham random both saying Luke Shaw, Pete. I think you're wrong on Luke Shaw. I think every game he played, he was really good.
Not every game.
That's my opinion. Every time I watched Luke Shaw, I said he's played well. He's added to the attack. Even in the games where England were poor, like Scotland, Luke Shaw was a threat and he was a vibe. That's why he kept his place in the team. I think Luke Shaw was really good. But my overall has got to be Jorginho for me.
I wonder if he was playing for Man City. If you'd say that. But,
I just spoke about Luke Shaw for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but he wasn't your player of the tournament, isn't it?
Well, Jorginho won the tournament.
Yeah, good for him. Congrats. Yeah. Let's go around. We already said ours.
We can move on because we've all said who we think is. Yeah. Goal of the tournament.
I can't lie. It was the Denmark free kick made me jump.
Yeah, I think
it made me jump. I jumped.
Bullet. It was an absolute bullet.
I think Damsgaard has to take that. It's sensational. Yarmolenko got a brilliant goal. Insigne. What are you saying?
I didn't just hear you right. Did you say Damsgaard has to take that?
I said Damsgaard. Was it not Damsgaard that scored?
No. Patrick Schick scored a goal from the quarterback line.
No. I think the free kick was better.
It was better than Patrick Schick's goal.
Yeah.
Listen, Benzema's second, by the way. Benzema comes in before Damsgaard. Because that flick, you can't do it again. He can't do it again.
You can't.
He can't do it again.
West Ham Random's got a shout. He says Pogba. I agree.
Long range, it's a good goal, but to win the award,
I'm not mad if Schick gets it.
Yeah, for me, Schick was unique.
Wrong. It was frigging wrong.
It's a memorable one, isn't it?
It was a finish, you know.
The goalkeeper obviously got his slander and fair dues, but to still score
from David.
Yeah, to still score though. To still score is
quite man broke the goal, bruv.
Yeah, like Pogba's goal was good.
Pogba goal was probably my favourite. Like, I loved that goal. I'll watch it back.
Ernest has also said Schick as well in the private chat. You can't go anybody.
Schick. Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
I know there's a goal that we're missing as well, but anyway.
Yeah, probably. Yarmolenko scored a brilliant one. Insigne scored it. Who is not that guy at the tournament? David, do we have any new contenders for this week, maybe?
God, where do we go?
We could just give it to England fans.
Yeah.
I could give it to Priti Patel. Patel. I could give it to Boris.
Give it, Boris.
I could give it to that female.
What's Boris done? What did he do?
What do you mean? He's in the same category as Priti Patel, bruv.
He was saying.
Not saying the players
take the knee.
You can't take a knee. Okay. Now you're condoning the racism. We got my man who works for Savile, who got caught red-handed.
And tried to say that he was hacked.
I couldn't
believe.
Then we got the MP, my female MP, in the private group chat on WhatsApp, saying, Rashford was should have been concentrating. Yeah, should stick to his football.
It's got America 1970 on this, hasn't it?
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Ugh.
I think we should just give it to not the English. Let's take out the squad coaching staff and just England as an institution, yeah. You're not that guy, fam.
Oh my god!
Huh?
Did you see Chiellini's first words when he was asked, "What does this mean for Italy?" And the first thing he says is the history. I died laughing. I burst out laughing. Like I was like, "This guy, he knows what he's doing, bro. He knows what he's doing. He's a big heel.
He's a heel." Like, if it was your player, you'd love it. If it was your player, you'd absolutely.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said before.
Honestly, what drugs do they take? How are they playing 37, 36, and 34 years of age? How?
Honestly, bro, it's the brain. There's no drugs. They know what they're doing. They know where to stand.
To be fair, but Bonucci doesn't even look old, bro. Bonucci doesn't even look old.
But then again, 34 isn't old.
Listen, they are the defending generals. You need to understand that.
Man, but
they know how to defend.
Chiellini has gone 1 year without winning Serie A, but he wins a Euro. Do you know what serial winning is like? It means when even if we've lost here, I pick it up over here. No, there's a mental.
I'll get 2 the next year.
Was he in the Italian squad? He was 18 when Italy won the World Cup. Was he in the squad?
I think he was.
God.
Was he?
God, blimey.
Apparently Roy Keane said he was close to signing him for Sunderland. He agreed the deal, but it just fell through.
Kino.
Yeah, Rio needs to hold the L as well, bro.
You see Rio Ferdinand, yeah? Talk to them, David. Talk to them, please.
Yeah, bro. Because once he started talking smack, bro.
Have I not said this before? Rio needs to shut his mouth. Ever since the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing, I've written him off because he started saying, Newcastle fans, if you want to own the club, buy the club. Excuse me. And then he said, "Oh, it don't matter. Spain or Italy, we've got it. Like we could beat both of them." Excuse me, Rio. Shut your mouth. Anytime you speak, all things fail. All things fail.
SW6 said, "What did Rio do, bro?" Rio has been talking smack before every England game. This guy said England were going to batter Scotland. He said England were going to win the Euros and beat Italy. And he doesn't just say, "I think England can do it." He says, England are going to do it. We're going to batter them 3-4-0. I think we've got this in the bag. Does this with his hands. And it's just like, bro, it's kind of the people that Ernest was talking about earlier when he was saying, like, you're so cocky, it's disrespectful. Like, it's just chill out. Like, it be like that.
Oscar, and especially like when you've been an ex-United player, it's that kind of cocky where they think Sir Alex is still in his prime doing these things. Because he's not, that those days are over. They're over. But what's Pete saying? I said they defend like their lives are on the line, and Rio needs to shut his trap for reals. Tell them again.
I can only say Bonucci owns his racismo and he's living off it.
This is a guy who was bitten. Let's forget he was bitten in 2014. Was it by Luis Suarez? By one Luis Suarez, bro.
That was Chiellini, man.
SW6 said I watch ITV.
Oh, sorry, yes, you're right.
Sorry, alone.
I leave BBC alone.
Channel BBC.
Yeah, as in the finals on both channels. No, as in that the finals were. So I guess Rio, being a pundit, was on ITV.
I know, but like, why have you made that choice? Just to get away from Rio?
Yeah, do you know what?
No, because of the commentary.
No, was Rio not on ITV?
No, the BBC. BBC. Gonna be, but the BBC commentary is better than the ITV one.
It's a rock and a hard.
It's a rock and a hard place. The BBC is just like there's no breaks. BBC, there's no breaks. It's the only reason I would probably choose it over that.
Guys, let's talk about these commentators here. Yeah, if you have Clive Tilsley on ITV, that's A1. Clive Tilsley is the man. He's the best commentator.
I mean,
if you're on BBC, it's not BBC. Genius. I'm not trying.
Jermaine Genius is a howler. Jermaine Genius is a massive howler.
Genius is a howler.
But you've got Guy Mowbray, who's good.
Yeah.
Guy Mowbray's good. On ITV, Pete, they've got Sam Matterface.
I big up Sam. Yeah, big up Sam.
Wait, is his name Matterface? I don't even know if it's Matterface.
Yeah, you're right. It is Matterface. The thing with Clive Tilsley though, if there's a Man United player on site, you know he supports Manchester United. That's the thing that really grinds my gears with Clive Tilsley. But Anything's better than Peter Drury.
BBC all the way on the punditry. They had Super Frankie Lampard. What more can you ask for? Big game player, knows the occasion.
Another loser on the international stage. No, thank you.
Loser.
Well, he hasn't won anything internationally, has he?
Mate, he scored against
Golden
Germany.
generation. Imagine the golden generation with Rio, Lampard. They failed us. Pete,
Lampard gave us goal line technology. Yeah, he gave it to us. Lola O says BBC has genius, so it's an automatic L. I agree, man. Genius is so bad.
Oscar, let's keep it a buck. Genius isn't liked anywhere. Whether that's Newcastle, Spurs, Nottingham, where he's from, he's not liked anywhere.
No, they've done a documentary about Knife Crime. It seems.
I mean,
no, he's liked, man. He hosts the one show.
When the rumor went around that he was going to replace Lineker for match of the day.
Oh hell no! No,
guys! I'm not gonna lie. That's the setting in which I prefer Genius. I would prefer Genius to be a presenter where he doesn't give his opinion. Like, when you put him on co-commentary, he's so boring. He drains the life out of the show.
And stupidly biased.
Do you know what? Yeah, I used to not like Jake Humphrey, but he's got better. I think he's going to take Lineker's place Champions League wise, isn't he? On BT Sport.
Yeah,
I've grown. No, he wasn't doing Champions League. He was doing Europa League.
Yeah, Europa.
No, he done the second Champions League because obviously there's the main Champions League game and then there's the second one.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
I thought Lineker just covered both. Oh, shame.
No. Because if two games are on the same day, Lineker can't be do two at once.
Oh, okay. When they're at the same time, you mean? Okay. I thought you were saying 6 and 8.
I'm not a fan, bruv.
Of
Jake Humphrey.
I think he's grown. I used to dislike him strongly, but I think he's grown.
There's just that thing. He doesn't present the football.
Do you know what? Do you know who's A1 though, guys? A1. When you lot get the chance, go on Amazon Prime for any match day. Jim Rosenthal. Oh, in the fields. In the field.
Yeah. I know. I don't have the voice on the top of my head, but yeah.
He used to do the F1 commentary. When he did F1, Hakkinen. Good times.
Pick up Ali McCoist as well.
Yeah, man.
He needs to come back.
Ali and Clive is one of the best partnerships. And ITV fumbled the bag when they took them two off the number one spot and they gave it to Sam Matterface. It's a howler. I remember when Clive Tilsley was crying on the internet.
Although, as well, do you know? Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, he was crying on the internet because he got dropped, and everyone was like, "Why are you upset? It doesn't mean nothing." And I was like, "Yeah, why is he upset?" Now I realize he didn't do the England games. He didn't do the number one games. He was only doing the number two, and you saw him doing like Czech Republic versus Denmark, and he's making that game sound so exciting because he's just so good at his job instead of doing, the big games.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Just bring back Ali McCoist, bro.
Do you know what's underrated though? Yeah, I think Tyler and Neville is very underrated. I think like when them two are together, especially when you then get like an Alan Smith and you realize, holy smoke, Smith, go sleep, go have a nap, because he doesn't sound like he just gives a damn about it.
So Tyler and Neville is peak Premier League action.
That's peak Premier League.
Carragher's one is funny, bro.
I don't like Carragher on commentary. The accent is too wild for me. It's too much. I like him on the Monday Night Football. You know what I'm saying? Break it down for me.
Especially when he's disgusted with the shocking defending he sees. Yeah.
When he outside.
Just cast it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're gonna go here. Pause it right there. Yeah, look there. There.
Yeah. And when Neville's watching a game, and he's like, look at them walking. 1, 2, 3. What? When you can say that in a game, like it's live. No play-by-play. There's no play-by-play. It's just who's your favorite commentator? Oh God, I could be here forever. But I think Tyler for me, man, like growing up hearing Tyler, I think he's A1 for me. He's getting a bit, weird lately, but I'd go Tyler. But Jim Rosenthal, bring him, please.
Do you know who I missed? I'll go for David.
Let me not lie, bruv. I know, please don't cancel me, but fam, I miss Andy Gray, bruv. I'm sorry.
100%. No, 100%. You know what? Yes, Tyler and Gray. Yeah, because he was perfect. When the ball's gone in and the crowd is roaring, he has got the one-liners, bro. Inside. Oh,
Pete, I know you remember this. Perez against Villa.
Oh,
He just stood up and started clapping.
yeah. What a goal. Yeah. When he lobbed Schmeichel, lovely. He lobbed Schmeichel.
SW6 says Rod Palmer used to do Premier League games and now he does La Liga for ages.
Do you know what, yeah?
Armstrong.
Oh my SW6, you're the guy, fam. You're the guy. Do you remember Revista de la Liga? Oh,
I know. Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking.
Guys, one of the best commentators that nobody's mentioned so far. Peter, you know my guy, man. Peter Drury has the brilliant one-liners. When you're talking one-liners, man, remember when Roma beat Barcelona and he comes out and he says, Manolas, the Greek god in Rome.
Now, do you know what, that's elite?
Top tier.
Because you would have either A, had to think of that on the spot, or B, prepare a line like that for every single player. So either way, it's world class.
The Greek god in Rome. Come on. Peter Drury is the best.
He's the worst. He's the worst. He's the worst. What he's like, Benayoun, Yossi Benayoun. Why does he say the full name of every player? Why does he repeat the surname and then says the full name at the end of it?
Because
you need to know. You need to know.
Come on, the story he tells before the game. Do you remember? I can't remember. It was a couple of weeks ago in the Premier League game, and Arsenal were playing. I'd recorded the screen before the game, and I put it in the group chat because Peter Drury was just he was barring.
I can't stand Drury. It's too cheesy. It's bare cringe for me. He's bare cringe.
He's a poet, man. He's a poet, man. You got to stop hating. All right, guys. I think.
Hey, what happened to John Motson, man?
Motti? You know what I'm saying? Motti.
Is he not retired?
Yeah, he's retired still.
With that gangster coat.
For me,
Jonathan Pierce as well.
The FA Cup final will never be the same without John Motson. John Motson is FA Cup final, BBC One. That's my childhood.
Correct.
Oscar, do you know who else you would have liked? Ray Wilkins, R.I.P. man.
Ray Wilkins,
his vocabulary.
Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet, son. Yeah, he says he rolls with the ball with such panache. I love it. Ray Wilkins, yeah? He had the thesaurus was on deck.
I love Ray Wilkins, man.
No word was getting repeated. And then obviously, if you ever listen to some Italian commentary, the way the Italians go off.
No. Do you know who my favorite is, yeah? That Arabic guy, yeah? Whoever that is, him. I want him, bro.
Guys, we've missed another bait one.
What's that?
Pro Evolution Soccer, who did Serie A.
What, Peter Brackley?
Peter Brackley. In the field.
Welcome to the
when someone will score a bang as Gattuso, and it's like the crowd go mad, and he's just like, what a brilliant strike, Shevchenko.
Yeah.
I missed that, man.
SW6 said John Motson was the FIFA Don. I remember old school FIFA with John Motson.
Old school FIFA, yeah. And it's
John
Motson, I think it was.
Oh, good times.
All right, guys. We've exhausted this conversation, I feel. Is there any more on the podcast that we need to add?
We're going on holiday.
We're back to
going on holiday.
Yes, we're going on holiday. We are back on the 9th of August. That is the weekend. That is the weekend before. What on, Peter?
No, I didn't know this. What are we? Oh, snap!
You should know. You declared it as well.
Are you coming in every Monday to do the podcast on your own?
What, and talk about the frigging transfer rumors? Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, guys, unfortunately, we're taking a little break just because there's no football on after the Euros. Copa America's done. We're coming back before the season. So the weekend before the Premier League season starts, the Monday before, we will be here doing our preview for the Premier League. We're going to be doing all of these predictions, just like we did for the Euros. And it's another season.
I tell you what, lads.
So we're on the Monday the 9th. On the 11th is the Super Cup final. So there's that Chelsea game. Then the weekend is when the Premier League action starts. So there's a lot to discuss, and we will be back then.
Wait, did you say on the 11th? Did you say you're playing on the 11th?
11th.
Wow.
11th of August.
UEFA Super Cup.
I don't know when the Community Shield is, though. Maybe the Community Shield is the Sunday. maybe we'll be discussing that.
That is so funny. Okay. Well, that's that then. That is that. Man, it's been a crazy tournament. I'm glad it's kind of over, to be fair. My average heart rate was at 135.
Yeah, sorry, Pete. The Community Shield is on the 7th of August, so we'll be discussing that when we come back. Just in case, if you care to watch it. I don't think I'll even watch it.
Who is it? Man City
versus Leicester.
Breaking news, ladies and gents. Breaking news, bruv. Sky Sports.
Big up Peach. No worries. I will do.
United have been given permission to speak to Varane.
Yes, they have been. They have been given permission to talk. Have a conversation, love.
Have a conversation.
You know what I mean? Man United
I need the announcement.
Consent kings. They don't talk unless they get permission. I rate that.
Mad.
Oh. Anyway,
I need the announcement. Anyways, I'm on a break now. We're done with football.
Listen, Robin, do yourself a favor. Come join me on the Formula One calendar. Okay? It's going to be exceptional racing. Max Verstappen. Big up the Dutch crew. Yes, let's take up.
Before I go, you guys, if you want to stay in touch with everybody on the podcast, has someone got an echo?
Not me, bruv.
Someone does.
I hear like TV.
I can also hear like a TV.
It was David still. It was David.
Michael's playing FIFA, bruv.
Get some of that. We're trying to get some Motty. Get some Motty.
He heard us talking about the commentators and he was like, yeah, let me jump on. I just want to say, while you're away, follow us on Twitter at Top 4 Podcast. Follow everybody's at right here so you can keep in contact with us. Obviously, we're still going to be tweeting about football stuff. If our teams buy players, we'll be tweeting and keeping the football discourse going there. So follow everybody on Twitter. Follow at Top 4 Podcast. We'll still be active on there also. But yes, do please like the video. Please share to your friends and family that Top 4 Podcast is, a collective where we talk about football and we have a laugh and it's good fun. And we'll be back on August the 9th. Anything else to add, lads?
Thank you to the 120 plus subscribers I saw today. I'm just like, big up everyone, big up yourselves. Please share the content as well. And yeah, man, we're going to be back at you again. And
new shows. We got new shows.
New shows, people.
Season 2 of the European Roundup returns. And it's going to be a long one. So
lovely.
If the demand is there, next season I might even do a Chelsea show. If the demand is there.
Yeah, but man. We shall talk on that more so as the time goes on. Sick coverage, lads. Was good deserved break. Yeah, man. We do, man. We need to stretch our legs, recharge the batteries. And yeah, we'll be back August 9th. Big up everybody. Thank you for another great season. You lot are legends, yeah? Bap. Big up yourselves. Big up your chest.